points for your defense, running those touchdowns back and blocked punt, and then 2 interceptions run back. Jeremy James, who is a great, they run that 4-4 defense, and so those 2 outside linebackers can really drop in coverage, and you see Jeremy has the ability to jump in there and pick that ball.
He leads the team with 4 interceptions, 3 of them returned for scores. We'll come back and look at the starting lineups brought to you by Shell. We'll also take a look at the luxury imports of Bowling Green keys to the game as Greenwood gets ready to kick off against Warren Central on the home of Greenwood football, News Talk 93 WKCT.
What's at Thoroughbred Sports Instruction?
Yeah, what they do is something else.
No, I mean, what do they teach?
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Do you have a hard time understanding the coach? Would your son or daughter like to have specialized instruction in speed and agility, basketball, girls fast-pitch softball, volleyball, or baseball? We'll teach your child or teenager to play their sport at their best. Check out our schedule and upcoming events at t-bredsportsacademy.com or call 783-7476. Thoroughbred Sports Academy. We have the best in sports instruction.
While other locations may scare you with their long lines and lack of service, you'll never get spooked at IGA. That's because at IGA, they make you feel at home. They treat you like family. You know where everything is in the store, and you know the friendly folks are ready to assist you. Plus, IGA has all the things you're looking for to make delicious Halloween treats like caramel apples, cupcakes, rice cereal treats, and s'mores. Have a happy and safe Halloween from your friends at IGA, close to home.
You're listening to Greenwood High School football on News Talk 93 WKCT.
Welcome back to Dragon Stadium, Joe Hood Field. Chad Young and Mike Wilson with you tonight as we wrap up the Pet Stop pregame show tonight as the Gators get set to take on their crosstown rivals, the Warren Central Dragons. Our crew tonight, referee is Phil Moore. The umpire is David Huffman. Jeff Burris is the linesman. The line judge is Todd Moore, and the back judge is Glenn Harwood. I know the Gators had Phil Moore as their referee in one of their losses this year at home when they lost to Franklin Simpson, one of 2 losses on the season for the Gators. But we don't hold that against Phil. He's one of the better officials in the area. The Gators have won the toss and deferred, and so they will kick it off. And so let's take a look at the Gator defense. But first, let's look at the luxury imports of Bowling Green keys to the game. One of them, field conditions. It'll be interesting to see. We have a 50% chance of rain during tonight's game. The field is already a little wet. And if the rain does fall tonight, it'll be interesting to see if who handles it better. It would probably play in the hands of Warren Central. They're a grinded-out style team. They played in some rain last week in the win over Bowling Green. Greenwood has played a couple of games in some inclement weather, but they're certainly a team that will like a more open and a fast-paced service. So we'll see what happens with that. Turnover battle is important, because, as we said, Warren Central not going to give the ball over that much and not going to give the Gators a lot of possessions. Greenwood really needs to take care of the ball better than they did against Central Hardin when they turned the ball over 7 times.
Well, this Warren Central team, very disciplined in holding on to the ball. You can tell they've been coached well. And so the turnover battle is going to be key tonight.
And then the final luxury import of Bowling Green keys to the game. The Gators have something that I don't think Bowling Green really has, and that's big play ability. We've talked about Nehemiah McConta and Ricky Adams and Hunter Thompson. This is a team that can score quickly, more so than the Bowling Green could last week against this Warren Central defense. It'll be interesting to see if the Gators can get a couple big plays here tonight. Gators dressed in white pants, white tops, and green helmets. The Dragons in all navy blue and shirts and tops and in silver helmets. Back to receive deep the kick for Warren Central is Cortez Barber. Alex Belt, whose soccer team yesterday advanced to the Final Four in Georgetown, will kick it off for the Gators. They'll kick off right to left. And the kick is a line drive kick. It'll land at about the 14-yard line, picked up by Barber at the 5. He'll bring it to the near side. Looks for a block, now cuts it back, and he's brought down at the 23-yard line. Tackle from behind made by number 33. That's Austin Alford on the tackle, and this Greenwood defense comes onto the field. Starting lineups brought to you by Shell. Zach Pillow starts at one defensive end opposite Michael Madison. Logan Steff and Colin Ciccatti are the tackles. The linebackers for the Gators who've been outstanding this year, Austin Howe and Jeremy James are juniors on the outside. Matt Smith, Sam Wilson on the inside are both seniors. Michael Speck starts at one cornerback. Tanner Thompson, the freshman who has 3 interceptions on the season, on the other corner. Blake Haswell, the senior, gets the start at safety tonight. They bring a man in motion. They pitch it to him. Out to the outside over the left side. Then it's Eric Brown on the carry, and Brown might pick up a yard or two on the play.
It looks like Sam Wilson, and I couldn't get the other number on that, but a couple of them in on that tackle. They only pick up about a couple of yards there.
Coach Nelson exaggerating a little bit, but he said look for 3 plays. You'll have jet, which is what we saw there with one of the wing backs coming in motion, pitching it on him. You'll see a counter play where they fake it to one of the wing backs and then bring it to the fullback going the other way. And then you'll have a belly play, which is simply one of the wing backs going off tackle. Here's Rigsby straight up the middle. He finds no room at all. He'll be stopped for a short game. It'll bring up 3rd down and an opportunity for the Gators and a pet stop 3rd down stop on the Dragons' first drive of the game. We are a minute into the contest here from Dragon Stadium and Joe Hood Field. 3rd and 6 coming up here for the Dragons.
And you saw Matt Smith get up off the bottom of that pile. He's the other inside linebacker. I'll tell you, that move that they made with him, moving him from defensive end to linebacker this year, he has just done an incredible job.
Absolutely. It shows his versatility, and he started out at the defensive end opposite Madison last year, has made the nice transition. Now double wing formation. They bring a man in motion. Fake it. They're going to throw the ball, put it in the air. It's high and incomplete. Tanner Thompson there on the coverage. It was intended for Denzel Carpenter, and the Gator defense forces a 3 and out on the Dragons' first possession and has an opportunity to get some nice field position here on their first drive of the game with 10:31 remaining in the first quarter.
Well, that pocket was collapsing real quick, if you notice that. He had to throw that ball, I think, quicker than he really wanted to. It's probably designed quick, but he had to get rid of it pretty quick, and just wasn't in position.
Troy Halcomb, the senior quarterback, has only completed 26 passes on the year. Low snap, and Madison runs in, but they'll say he got a piece of it as he took out the punter. The kick is fielded by Thompson at the 38. He dives forward to the 43, and so the referee, Phil Moore, was there to say that that ball was tipped, so it was okay that Michael took out the punter on the play, which was Eden Hadjikadnich, and he got the kick away, and a nice kick, but Michael got a piece of it, and so there was no penalty in the play. The Gators will start from their own 43-yard line. 10-12 remaining in the first quarter. Gators will spread it out, 2 receivers to each side. Downing will work out of the shotgun. Throws quickly to the near side. It goes off the hands of McConta and incomplete. 2nd 10 coming up here for the Gators. Let's look at the Gator offense, led by senior quarterback Ty Downing, who's 79 of 176 on the year, completing about 45% of his passes, 13 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. The leading rusher is Hunter Thompson, who has over 392 yards rushing and 378 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns combined. The receivers, both split ends, Ricky Adams and Nehemiah McConta, both seniors. We'll get you the guys up front in 1 second. 2nd 10, this time the handoff goes straight up the middle, and no gain on this play, maybe a short gain for Hunter Thompson, who was the lone back on that play. Up front, Brandon Fox starts at the left tackle. Dylan Baker's the left guard. Josh Cavanaugh is the freshman center. Colin Cicchetti starting at right guard, and Chase Brown starting at right tackle. You'll see some of Sam Wilson at tight end here tonight as well for the Gators, who face 3rd and 9 on their first drive. 9:42 remaining in the first quarter. No score here from Dragon Stadium on a Thursday night. To the near side, lining up by himself is Scott Dimachek. Play action. Downing looks to throw. No downfield. He's got a man wide open. It's Adams. Adams has a first down at the 42-yard line of Warren Central. Dragged out of bounds finally at the 39. It'll be a Junior Foods first down for the Gators. A nice throw and a nice catch right on the money that time from Ty Downing.
And that was Ricky Adams that caught that pass, and their leading receiver. And that's one thing, Ricky has great hands, and Nehemiah's a great receiver, but he's had some problems catching the ball, hitting him, and going through his hands and everything this year.
1st and 10 for the Gators into Warren Central territory at the 38. Downing with Thompson in the backfield, a single wing look. They pitch it out. It's Hunter Tavares in the backfield, and Hunter brings it to the left side, has a block, and will get around the edge, gets it to the 35, maybe all the way to the 34, and a nice carry that time by the sophomore, 6 feet, 165 pounds. Had some nice gains in the win over Central Hardin 2 weeks ago. 208 yards on the season, 2 touchdowns. He gains 5 on that play. It'll be 2nd and 5 with 9 minutes to go in a scoreless first quarter. Gators this time will send 2 receivers to each side. Downing will work again out of the shotgun. Dragons with 3 down linemen. Comes some pressure up the middle. Downing dumps it off to Adams, and Ricky is going to be close to the chains before being tackled by number 23. That's Cortez Barber, but Ricky will be very close to a first down for the Gators at the 30, maybe past the 30 to the 29-yard line. Looks like it'll be 3rd and inches here for the Gators as they try to move the chains. 3rd and 1 with 8:15 remaining in the first quarter. Wouldn't be surprised to see a little sneak here, but they're going to put Ty out of the shotgun, which indicates to me that they're going for it on 4th down no matter what. Ty works out of the shotgun, hands it off to Hunter Thompson, and Hunter is not going to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yes,
I don't like that call at all, as the front 5 had a tough time that time keeping out the penetration, and so 3rd and inches is now going to become 4th and 2. I would have much rather seen that quarterback sneak that we've seen so much between Downing and Kavanaugh that's worked so effectively for the Gators. Now they've got a little bit longer to go here to get the first down.
Well, I'll tell you, that's one of the things that usually they put him back in the shotgun, and then right at the last minute he runs up there and grabs it and goes forward, which would have been a great play to have at that point, as being such short yardage. 4th
and 2, receivers to each side, 2 of them, and we've got a timeout, I believe, called by Mark Nelson. And we'll see if that's the call. It is. Gators called timeout to think it over here with 4th and 2. May have not have liked what they saw there from the Dragon defense. And right now, if they were to kick it, it would be a 48-yarder, which I think is probably a little outside of Alex Belt's range. Alex's long on season is 43. He has been pretty effective as a kicker for the Gators this year. He's 21 of 24 on extra points, 6 of 8 in field goal attempts. And again, the long of 43. Make sure you join us, not tomorrow morning. I might say that. Don't hold that against me. I may slip up and say join us tomorrow morning because that's what it says on the piece of paper in front of me. But join us Saturday morning for the Mark Nelson Show, live from Culver's on Scottsville Road. We'll discuss tonight's game and some of the outstanding performances, talk with some of the Gator players, and look ahead to the Gators' playoff game, their first-round playoff game against Muhlenberg County. Mark Nelson Show, Saturday, 11:30, right here on the home of Greenwood football. News Talk 93 WKCT. Here comes Polecat again. Can you believe it?
Wow.
Gators going back a couple of years ago. They bring Downing out of the shotgun, fake the handoff to Navarez, and give it to Hunter Thompson, and he's going to have a first down.
Yes, sir.
So Polecat returns and has a first down for the Gators. We haven't seen it this year.
That's first time.
Gators that time line up, I think, 4 guys to the left at the left hash mark. They line up a receiver, a wingback, and then a receiver to the right side. And then the center, Kavanaugh by himself on the front line, and then Downing out of the shotgun with Navarez. But it works. The Gators have another Junior Foods first down. 1st and 10 at the 26. Here's a handoff to Hunter. Hunter up the middle. Gets hit at the line, but battles his way forward. Is going to spin to about the 21-yard line. A gain on the play of about 6, 2nd and 4. Gators putting together a nice opening drive here. We'll see if they can get 7 points out of it.
Yeah, it's nice to see them sustain a drive like this on their first possession. Ball control is a really good thing, and they're definitely taking some time off the clock here.
And they have established the run, which is important. This team has some potential for big plays in the air, and sometimes they get away from establishing that running attack. They've gone with this 2 receiver at each side formation all night. Here's a handoff to Navarez. He gets tripped up, and a nice trip up. It looks like it was Hadjikadnich who was able to trip up Hunter's legs. He'll still gain about 3 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 3 here with 6:07 remaining in a scoreless first quarter. Gators trying to move the chains here again. Hunter Navarez on the carry, that time a gain of 3.
Yeah, they're definitely being able to move the ball. I like the play calling. I like the way it's set up tonight, how they're mixing it up, doing a lot of running and a little bit of passing. I think they've only had 1, 2 pass plays.
2 pass attempts. 1 for 2 so far tonight. Here comes the screen. No, pressure. Ball's loose, knocked away, and Warren Central has it.
Oh, man.
Gators on a 3rd and 2, and no protection. The way that the offensive line allowed Warren Central to break through, it looked like there was a screen set up, but there was nobody there to throw the ball to.
Right.
And Ty got hit by a couple Dragons, lost that ball, and Warren Central forces the first turnover of the game. They'll recover the ball at their own 38-yard line with 5:40 remaining in the first quarter. So break there because the Gators definitely in Alex Belt's field goal range that time. But a turnover early in the game.
Yeah, it looked like some missed assignments there or something. Somebody didn't get what they were supposed to be doing.
Here come the Dragons. Pitch to the right side, and it was Barber trying to spin away, and I think it was Matt Smith.
Grabbed him by the shoulders and slung him down.
Says, I'll have none of that, and throws him down for only a gain of a yard, maybe 2 on the play. 2nd and 8 for the Dragons. Gators with their first turnover, the game's first turnover. Warren Central went 3 and out on their first drive. Halcomb to the sideline to get the play. Now it comes back, joins the huddle.
And it looks like they're going to stick with the run here as well. They always have that one back split out.
Wing T with a split in far to the right. Brown is in motion. The handoff, a little counter play that time, and they get it to Barber. Barber's still on his feet, rumbles into Greenwood territory, and finally brought down at the 39-yard line. Nice carry that time by Cortez Barber. And the misdirection really fooled the Gators that time and allowed Barber to find some open space.
Yeah, it looked like some missed tackles there. They just caught off guard with him coming back up through the middle.
They brought Brown, the wing back to the right, in motion to the far side, and then handed it off to Barber, who was the wing on the left side. 1st and 10, Dragons into Gator territory for the first time tonight at the 40-yard line. They'll bring a man in motion, Barber, and it's going to be Halcomb going straight forward, but Logan stepped there, stands him up, and pushes him back for maybe a short gain on the play. Nice job by Logan that time.
Yeah, now Halcomb runs the ball some.
Yeah.
They do have him some.
They brought the motion that time, trying to get the Gators to go for the guy in motion, and Halcomb just took it straight forward. And Steph, who today at defensive tackle, along with Colin Cicchetti, was there to stuff the run. Halcomb does run, as you said, 251 yards on the ground. He leads the team, though, with 8 touchdowns. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Again, wing T look, Brown in motion. They hand it off to him, looks to stretch it over the left side, and can't get away from Sam Wilson, who tackles him from behind. Nice job of pursuit that time by Sam, who leads the team in tackles with now 102 on the season, maybe 103 if he had one in that first series. But a year after leading the Gators in tackles as a junior, he's followed up that performance with a senior to go along with his 2 interceptions on the year. And it'll be 3rd and 6 here for the Dragons with 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Still no score here from Dragon Stadium.
Well, actually, he does have, I have to say, he does have 120.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's 120. 120 tackles on the year.
I would imagine that you would have have a more accurate count than I do. 3rd and 6 for the Gators. Here again, the wing T. Halcomb back to pass, loses his footing, now throws, has his man, but he's going to be short of the chains. Pass is completed to Denzel Carpenter, but a nice job by Tanner Thompson there on coverage. And he's going to force Warren Central into a decision here. Mike Rogers going to think about it on 4th and about 3 to go here.
Yeah, I definitely think that in this position, you know, it's a long field goal, and you've got them down in the other end of the field. I don't know. If I was the coach, I'd go for it.
Sergio Beltran Sosa is the Dragons kicker, but this might be just out of his range. This would be a 49-yarder. That's going to be out of the range of most high school kickers. 4th and 3. They bring Barber in motion, looking to draw the Gators offside. Now 2 receivers to the right side, and they're going to call a timeout, but not before the flag was thrown. They might lose 5 yards on a delay of game penalty here.
Wow.
Now, the referee, Phil Moore, granted them the timeout before the back judge threw the flag. So the Dragons call timeout here with 2:27 remaining in the first quarter. Still no score, facing a 4th and 3 situation. Don't forget you can listen to all the Gators games online at 93WKCT.com, brought to you by Network One Sports. You can also read our blog, which includes game notes for every Gator game. You can also chat with other fans in our chat room and vote in our online poll. This week we're asking you how many yards the Gators will throw for tonight against the Dragons. You can log on and vote, see how close you are. Right now the passing game has been pretty quiet. It's been the running game for the Gators that moved them down the field, but they turned the ball over on their first drive, gave it back to the Dragons, and now Warren Central with a 4th and 3 coming up here with 2:27 left in the first quarter. Gators on the road, Gators at home next week in the first round of the playoffs. The 3rd straight year that Greenwood has hosted a first-round playoff game. They will host Muhlenberg County next Friday night. That game time's still undecided. I have not heard if that's going to be a 7 or 7:30 game.
Right, I haven't heard either, so we'll Have to wait and see on that.
Warren Central, it's not clear who they will play in the first round because they have to determine their seeding yet with a three-way tie right now with 3 teams with 1 loss. 4th and 3, Halcomb will line up under center with a double wing. Man to the right side, man in motion, gets a handoff. Barber, and Barber trying to squirt his way around, gets to the 30, but he's going to be just short of the first down. And the Gator defense with another stop. Nice job as Barber was trying to twist and spin his way to get past the 30, but a nice job by the Gator defense.
Well, I have to say, this is probably one of the top defenses in the state here. And you have, like, if you look at the stats on these guys, you have out of this team, you have out of the top 10 tacklers in the state, you have 5 of them on the Greenwood team.
Impressive.
So they have a tough defense. They're tough to run on. And misdirection caught them off guard. Otherwise, I think that had they been really, checking that out, they might have got them then.
What they need is their offense to put some points on the board, or at least to put it together another drive like they did last time. Downing this time will work under center, and direct handoff, I believe, goes to Navarez on the carry. Actually, it's Colton Shea who's back after, wouldn't say an absence. He did play a little bit sparingly in the Central Hardin game. I believe he hurt himself in the Gators home game against, that would have been Meade County.
Meade County, that's right.
And missed some action. This time gets a handoff again over the right side. Gators right now look like they're just going to try to pound it up the middle. A gain of 4 on the first down play, and then a gain of a yard here for Shea. That'll bring up 3rd and 5 with 1:35 remaining in the first quarter. Still no score here from Dragon Stadium. Joe Hood Field, Chad Young, Mike Wilson with you on a Thursday night. Gators have played on a Thursday night, a Friday night, and a Saturday afternoon.
We've had enough rain. We want the rain to go away now.
No rain falling so far. 3rd and 5, and the Gators move, and that's going to make 3rd and 5, 3rd and 10. As there's some movement from that right side. It looked like Chase Brown might have been the guy who jumped a little early, and that'll push the Gators back 5 yards. That's our first penalty so far here tonight.
It looks like that they were going to run end around the way that they were pulling. That they were going to be doing the end around side, which we saw them use with Central Hardin that last drive, and they were running 8-10 yards at a time.
Yeah, the biggest offensive play in the game was probably the end around to McConta. So 3rd and 10, Gators likely will pass here. McConta will line up to the near side. He's the only receiver right now. He's got one-on-one coverage with the wing to look, and Downing drops the snap, and now he's going to get sacked. Drops the snap, and good pressure coming from the left side. Might have been Sergio Beltran Sosa. It looks like they're congratulating Eden H again. Eden I'm trying. Hadjikadovich. So under a minute to go in the first quarter. Gators drive that time stalls, and Alex Belt will come on to punt it away. Warren Central an opportunity to get good field position here. Snap is fumbled, but Alex gets the kick away as Warren Central did not set up for the block. It's taken by Barber at the 42. Up the middle he goes and hit hard and driven backwards. Sam Wilson there with a big special teams hit along with Blake Haswell, but Barber will take it into Gator territory at the 48.
This has been something, going back and forth. Of course, the Gators should have had some points on the board. They were definitely in field goal range, but, lost the ball with Ty, and that turnover there really hurt them. And thankfully, they didn't capitalize on it, but now they've had to give them the ball back again.
Gators now allowing 2 sacks in the game tonight. Both have come on 3rd down situations. So 1st and 10 with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter for the Dragons at midfield. Halcomb back to pass. He's got plenty of time. He's going to air it out. Throws deep and has a man wide open. And it's caught. And it'll be down at the 1 by Carpenter. Carpenter used his speed to get past Tanner Thompson. And a nice throw by Halcomb. And it'll be 1st and goal for the Dragons with 12 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Well, we definitely see them with a big play right there. Because they're on the 1-yard line.
That's something that they have not been able to do much this year, averaging only 50 yards a game in the air. And that gain right there was about 47, maybe 48.
That was a big one.
So it'll be first and goal at the 1. We'll see if the Dragons get a playoff here before the end of the quarter. 2 seconds left on the clock. They will not, and that's the end of the first quarter. Still no score, but the Dragons on the doorstep. You're listening to Gator Football on News Talk 93 WKCT.
What kind of car can you drive for $2.99 a month? A compact car? An inexpensive intermediate car?
Are you one of the millions of people who can't find the energy to make it through the workday? Have you considered early retirement? Maybe it's time to pack it in. You've had a good run.
Or you can just drink some coffee, you turkey! Come on down to Minimart, get a hot cup of Joe! It's recession-proof. Sleepy, slice it with coffee! Got a case of the Mondays? Uppercut! Feeling blah? Karate it! Try a cappuccino, French vanilla. Cup of Joe, we're everywhere!
Visit BMW of BowlingGreen.com. Stock number 26. All prices plus tax, title, and license. $299 based on 36 months, 10,000 miles per year. 20 cents mileage penalty over contract. $4,124 due at signing. See dealer for details.
Your home for Gator football. News Talk 93 WKCT.
Chad Young, Mike Wilson with you tonight for Gator football on News Talk 93 WKCT. A special Thursday night broadcast as this game was moved up a night because of the threat of some storms tomorrow night, which the Dragons were concerned about their field conditions. So we played one quarter, be first and goal. They bring Barber in motion, handoff, I believe, to Rigsby. He's going to be stopped short right at the goal line. And Rigsby will not get in the end zone. It'll be second and goal as we're underway here in the second quarter. A long pass play from Halcomb to Carpenter set the Dragons up with the first and goal situation. Now, this is an area where the Gator defense has shined at times this year when teams have been able to get deep. The Gators have found a way to keep them out of the end zone. But a tall task here with second and goal at the 1. Halcomb is just going to run the sneak forward, but he had a little trouble with the handle, and he's not. Oh, they're going to give him the touchdown on the second effort. A nice effort there by Halcomb. He looked like he got stopped initially.
Yeah, he was initially hit, but he jumped up and went forward, so he broke the plane there with the ball, and so they definitely give him the touchdown.
So Halcomb scores his 9th rushing touchdown of the year, a 1-yard touchdown run, and he puts Warren Central on top 6-0 with the extra point by Sergio Beltran-Sosa still to come. Beltran-Sosa, the starting right guard and the starting defensive end for the Dragons, will also try to put the extra point on. It's a low snap, and it's going to be picked up and run around the right side, diving for the pylon, and the 2-point conversion is good by Carpenter. Carpenter, that snap was low, and immediately picked it up and ran over the right side and able to get it in for the 2-point conversion. 8-0 Warren Central, 11:22 left in the first half. You're listening to Gator Football on News Talk 93 WKCT.
You see a pet store across from Greenwood Mall, you just stop on in at the working and a panting, meowing and a purring, got our tails a wagging, 'cause we know where you're going.
The Pet Stop is a little old store that makes your pet so happy. Pet Stop Kitty.
Pet Stop Doggy.
Pet Stop, go to Pet Stop.
Woof woof meow.
Pet Stop, love the Pet Stop.
Make your pets happy with premium pet foods, toys, treats, and more from Pet Stop. Pet Stop offers do-it-yourself pet washing, professional grooming with pickup and drop-off, premium brand pet foods at very competitive prices, and all sorts of goodies for good little pets. Pet Stop is now an exclusive area dealer offering Eagle Pack and Eagle Holistic Dog Food, nutrition in action. Pet Stop, across from Greenwood Mall, Scottsville Road. Call 904-4511.
Your home for Gator football. News Talk 93 WKCT.
High kick taken by McConta, the 6. Gets stopped initially, now tries to break it outside. He has it up to the 30, now up the sideline at the 40, and finally dragged down at midfield. A great kickoff return by Nehemiah McConta, who has 3 punt return touchdowns on the year. That's the first time we've seen him break a kickoff return for a good gain there. He gets all the way to midfield, and he has the Gators with good field position to start this drive as they try to answer Warren Central's score.
That's almost a 40-yard run back from where he caught the ball, probably 35, 37, somewhere in there. That was awesome.
So it'll give the Gators good field position to start this drive. They'll start basically where Warren Central did, right at the 48-yard line. One of the few times that the Gators have trailed early on in the game. They've kind of made their mark by getting on top early and maybe letting up a little bit. But after Warren Central score, Gators trail 8-0, handoff to Hunter Thompson, and he gets stopped in the backfield, trying to change directions, but nice job defensively there by the Dragons, and Hunter's going to lose a good chunk of yards, probably 3 or 4 on the play, as he's all the way back into Gator territory at the 48, so a loss of 4.
Yeah, definitely look for them to go back to the pass. At this point, they seem to be defending the run pretty well.
2nd and 14. Single receiver to the left, single wing formation, and Downing's going to roll out to his left. Now comes back to this side, has plenty of time, throws downfield, and has Navarez, but it goes through his hands and incomplete. Hunter that time was wide open, would have had a good 30 yards or so on the gain, but went up in the air and dropped that ball, and it'll be 3rd and 14. 10-14 remaining in the second quarter. Gators trailing 8-0. And we've got timeout on the field. And I'm not sure why.
Yep.
I don't know if it's a play clock situation or what. And I think they're going to put time back on the clock. I think
22 on the clock.
I think the clock continued to run even though there was an incomplete pass on the play. And so they'll put 10 minutes and 22 seconds back on the clock. Gators with 3rd and 14 coming up here.
It's a big play, big third down here for the Gators, who are down 8-0 now.
For momentum reasons more than anything else. Out of the
Right.
shotgun. McConta to the near side. Adams to the far side. Pressure up the middle. Thrown high and incomplete. Nehemiah was open, but Ty's pass was too tall. And the Gators will have to send the punting unit back onto the field with 10-18. So they get a great kickoff return. They get to midfield, but really don't get anything going there. But the big play was the drop. Hunter Navarez was wide open and couldn't haul in the pass. And
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he had it. He could have caught that pass. It was a little bit out of his reach, but he did get his hands on it and just couldn't hold on.
Belt back to punt it. This time it's a good snap and a good high kick. Angles it away from Carpenter, and it's going to take a Gator bounce inside the 5, and a nice effort there by Michael Speck. No! Okay, I thought initially they were going to rule it down at the 1, but the ball travels in the end zone. Good effort by Speck, who tried to down that, but couldn't quite grab it before it crossed the goal line, and so it'll be brought back out to the 20-yard line and with a touchback.
Yeah, it's interesting. We had talked about them maybe using the pass, and they used it real effectively on that last drive with that big pass play. And see what they do this. And they are definitely a grinded-out team, like you said, and that's what we've seen from them.
Gators have not been picked apart a lot in the passing game. If you look at their stats on the season, they're only giving up 125 yards a game through the air, but they have been beaten on some big plays. We saw it in both of their losses against Franklin Simpson and Allen County Scottsville, and we've seen it here tonight. They fake the pitch out wide, handed off to Rigsby up the middle, and he is just picked up and thrown down to the ground that time by Matt Smith. And so it'll be a gain of a yard, maybe 2nd and 9 coming up here. They'll call it no gain, 2nd and 10, and this would be a good time for the Gators to possibly force a turnover. The Dragons have had their issues. They did turn the ball over 3 times last week in the win over Bowling Green. And this would be a great time for one deep in their own territory. 2nd and 10, 9:33 remaining in the first half. Dragons lead at 8-0. Bring a man in motion. Fake the pitch out to him. Halcom's going to keep it himself over the left side, and brought down at the 25-yard line, and a late penalty, which generally is in the area of a face mask. Coming up to make the tackle that time, I believe, was Colin Cicchetti. And we'll have to see what the call is.
They seem to be talking over here to the Gators, so.
Maybe it is against Warren Central. Might have been a late hold.
Personal foul, looks like it, that they're signaling.
And it's dead ball penalty, and so that'll make it still third down.
Still third down, and
it'll
a
be
15-yarder.
And 15 yards tacked onto it. So a big penalty there on the Dragons. That'll push them back all the way to around the 15-yard line, or the 10-yard line. 9:21 remaining in the first half. Ball will be placed.
Yeah, it's third down because there's loss of down. So
yeah, at the 11-yard line, and the Dragons have to get out to the 30. So a 15-yard penalty instead of 3rd and 5. It's going to be 3rd and 20 with 9:16 remaining.
And if the Gators can hold them here, they have a chance to get good field position on a punt. So be interesting to see what the play call is by Warren Central here. They got them spread out.
The safety is key with a team that doesn't throw the ball. You don't want to get too caught up in the run. They hand it off to Rigsby straight up the middle and breaks a couple tackles, gets it to about the 18-yard line, but he'll be well short of a first down. Well, a conservative call there by Warren Central. I can't say that I disagree with what Coach Rogers decided to do there. The last thing you want to do is put that ball in the air where it might be picked off and run back.
Especially when you're ahead 8-0.
Gators late getting a guy off the field. McConta and Thompson back to receive the kick from Hadji Kadunic. Snap is good. He'll kick it high, but not very deep. Hunter calls for the fair catch inside Dragon territory at the 46-yard line. And so the Gator offense comes back onto the field. A nice opening drive, but it ended in a turnover. And since then, the Gators have not been able to pick up a first down. With 8:21 remaining in the first half, they trail at 8-0.
Yeah, they've definitely brought the blitz at the right time. Warren Central has, they've been really, really good here on defense tonight. We've seen them, the Gators had that one sustained drive, but they just haven't been able to get it together since then.
Dragons with 2 sacks in the game. Both came on third down situations, and one of them caused a turnover. This time the Gators will send out 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Thompson is the wingback. In the shotgun is Downing, fakes the handoff to Navarez, throws it out to Thompson. Hunter has some room. He's got a first down, gets a nice block from Nehemiah there. From Ricky, who was downfield blocking, and it's going to be a Junior Foods first down.
Well, he can not only catch the ball, but he can block too. That's great.
He was able to get Hunter probably another 5-10 yards after the catch. And I like that. The Gator offense can really move the ball when they just dump it off short and take what the defense gives them. And this time the defense gave them a first down at the 30-yard line. 8:04 remaining in the first half. 8-0 Warren Central so far. 2 receivers to the right this time. Twin receivers each side. This is a formation that worked on the first drive. Downing out of the shotgun. Bubble screen to McConta. He catches it, but is hit almost immediately. He's going to get to the 25-yard line. A nice job on the tackle that time by, trying to see the number there, number 44, DeMonte Smith came up with a hit. A gain of 5 for McConta. 2nd and 5 with 7:31 remaining in the first half. Gators right on the edge of Belt's field goal range, who has a 43-yarder on the season. Twin receivers to each side. Downing works out of the shotgun with Navarez in the backfield. Hands it off to Hunter. Straight up the middle. He's got some room, makes a man miss, and he's going to have a first down for the Gators. If he could have kept his balance that time, it looks like he probably could have got maybe taken that ball to the house, but he did a nice job of making the linebacker miss, and he has a Junior Foods first down for the Gators. 1st and 10 at the Dragon 20-yard line with 7:12 remaining in the first half.
It was interesting to see him turn sideways and go and then spring forward, and it just, he was headed that way.
Twin receivers to each side again. McConta and Adams both on the near side this time. Ty changes the play. Yells at his receivers. Back to pass. Quick blitz. Throws it. Fade route to McConta in the end zone. Incomplete. And no flag on the play. Good coverage on the play there for Warren Central. Looking the number here. Ran step for step with Nehemiah and didn't allow him to get past him.
Yeah,
and looks like
great
it was
coverage.
Corner on this near side. Jordan Wade, who came up with the coverage, so it'll be 2nd and 10. But Downing saw the blitz coming, and the fade route was there if they could have connected. 6:49 remaining in the first half. 8-0, Warren Central leads it. 2nd and 10 for the Gators. Here comes some pressure up the middle. Dumps it off to McConta. Nehemiah catches, and we'll have another Junior Foods first down. A crossing route over the middle, and Ty found him, and Nehemiah was tripped up before he could get that ball inside the 5-yard line and maybe get in the end zone. He's got 8 touchdowns on the year. We do have a timeout on the field, probably for a measurement. It's very close to a Gator first down.
Well, that's something that's worked real well for them when they can connect on those crossing routes like there. It's been there for them all year. It's interesting to me they don't use it more than they do. But definitely that was perfect. It was perfect in him coming in there, and Nehemiah has been good, holding on to the ball tonight. So that's hopefully another first down for him. But it looks like it's maybe going to be, they're just getting the chains out there to measure.
Offensive line for Warren Central, Beltran Sosa's 230.
First down.
Yorn is 180 pounds, and so is Miles. So they're not terribly big up front, but they're a quick defense, and it is, as Mike said, a Junior Foods first down as McConta with the reception from Downing has a first down. It'll be trying to see where they've got. I think it's just outside the 10. They've got the chains down, so it must be 1st and goal for the Gators at the 10. 6:37 trying to tie this game up. Out of the shotgun, Downing takes a snap. Slow developing play, but the handoff to Hunter, and Hunter got to fight his way forward, holds on to the ball. This is a dangerous area where you see guys just go for the strip, and you appreciate Hunter trying to pick up the extra yards, but he has to, especially in this situation, you have to make sure that you hold on to the ball. Gain of 2 on the play, so 2nd and goal from the 9. They only give him a yard on the play.
Yeah, I don't like that when they're holding them up and all of them are piling in there because they're going for that strip, and so it just makes me nervous.
Might have been some miscommunication on that play as it took a long time to get the ball handed off to Hunter. Now Ty out of the shotgun. Pressure up the middle. Throws over the middle and incomplete. Almost intercepted. There was a linebacker that time, which was number 5 for the Dragons, which is Troy Halcomb, the quarterback, who was sitting there in the middle and had a chance to pick that ball off as Ty was pressured. This defensive front for Warren Central is making Ty throw the ball a little quicker than he wants to.
Yeah, they're bringing the pressure on him. They know, and I think they've seen the film, and then definitely, that's one of the things that you have to do. You can't give him time back there because he can find it. 3rd and goal from the 9. I'd like to see a slant here, possibly to Ricky. Back to pass. They're going to dump it off. He cannot take the sack, and Ty's still on his feet. He's going to get sacked almost out of the field goal range. The ball comes loose, and they're still letting the play go, so they've not blown this dead. It's picked up by the Dragons, returning to Gator territory. Only one man can make the tackle, and it's going to be a touchdown Dragons if it stands. Wow.
And I don't mean to be terribly critical, but Ty has got to go down.
Yeah, he's got to go down and take that sack and just hold on to the ball.
He almost ran himself completely out of
Is there a flag?
Field goal range. There's
a flag.
There's a marker down. There is a flag. Yes, there's a flag at the 45.
So they'll negate the touchdown.
But it'll give the Dragons the ball if it stands. It kind of looks like there's a beanbag where he fumbled the ball, but I think if we had instant replay, I think he was down on the play.
His knee might have been down.
It's an illegal block on the Dragons, so it's going to take the points off the board, which is great news for the Gators.
And then it's going to move the ball back.
It's going to move the ball back to the 30, to the 35. And Mike Rogers very unhappy with that call. But, I can't stress enough, you've got the ball at the 8-yard line. If you take a sack that time, you're still got the ball at the 20, and you can kick a 37-yarder and get yourself on the board. Ty almost ran himself out of field goal range. It would have been right on the edge of Belt's field goal range, but then when he doesn't hold on to the ball, he gives the ball back to the Dragons. The second time that a sack has resulted in a fumble And all the momentum right now for Warren Central. We talk about their ability to move the ball on offense. They've got 5.5 minutes. They could take this ball down the field, and the Gators may not get it back on offense the rest of the half. Second turnover of the game for the Dragons. Halcomb is going to draw back the pass. He's going to get pressure from behind. Steps forward, throws downfield, and good coverage that time by Blake Haswell. Did a great job of walking step for step, and then he turned and looked at the ball and did not allow Carpenter to catch that ball. Carpenter had the big pass reception earlier. That time, Haswell with good coverage. They've moved Haswell, looks like, to one of the corner positions, and they brought in Nix Crawford at safety. So 2nd and 10, 5:24 remaining in the first half of play. Dragons lead 8-0.
Wonder if they'll go back with that misdirection play.
Halcomb under center. They fake the jet, run the counter play, and a great job. Jeremy James, I believe, that time with a great tackle. He sniffed that play out as they handed it off to Carpenter, and it'll go for a short gain, maybe 2 yards on the play, 3rd and 8. A nice play by the junior. Gain of a yard, 3rd and 9, 5:04 remaining in the second quarter. Dragons leading Greenwood 8-0.
Yeah, I kind of wondered, a little misdirection, a little counter, something like that, and that's exactly what they did. So 3rd and long here.
And Jeremy did a nice job. He's keying on that wing back, and he followed him and made the tackle for a gain of a yard. Here comes Halcomb, play action. He's going to be flushed out. Here's Madison, and Michael with the sack. And a couple other Gators come there and finish off the play. Michael, the first one there, will get credit with his first sack of the game. Remember, he had 8 against the Dragons last year. And are they going to call a penalty for excessive celebration? That is absolutely ridiculous. If they call excessive celebration for what he did there, all he did was jump and chest bump his teammate.
It wasn't like he was down in the player's face or anything like that.
Far away from the play.
Right.
I'm not going to criticize him for that play. The back judge, Glenn Harwood, making a horrible call there.
Oh, way back there. Way back in the back.
And so,
is that going to give them a first down?
I'm not sure. They're going to march it off. Now the sack pushed him back to about the 25. That'll bring him out to the 40. I think they'll still be short of the first down. Yeah.
And it'll be 4th down, right?
It was after the play, but it's a personal foul penalty. So,
are they giving him first down? No, he's got first down marker. It should be 4th down, I would think.
They've got a first down. I'm not sure what.
No, it's 4th down.
It's 4th down, yeah. So I didn't think it was an automatic first down.
Yeah, that's a big break for them for the field position.
Yeah. 4th and 8. And Eden H will punt it away and gets the kick away, and McConta will take it at the 30-yard line. Takes it to the far side, gets it up the sideline to the 45 where he's pushed out of bounds. 4:17 remaining in the second quarter for the Gators if they want to drive down the field. They've been deep in Dragon territory twice tonight and have no points to show for it.
And definitely where the Dragons have hurt them is on that long pass play. That's what
the difference in the game right now.
It is, definitely. They both seem to be stopping the run pretty well, but the passing is where the Gators have been vulnerable, is what you said.
All season long.
All season long, so.
1st and 10 at the Greenwood 45. They've got 2 timeouts remaining. 4:17 remaining. 2 receivers to each side. McConta and Adams to the near side. They hand it off to Thompson. Hunter is going to have to struggle to get back to the line, and the offensive line for the Gators is just getting blown up right now. Chase Brown having his hands full with Euthan Yorn, the senior, 5'10", 180 yards. He is getting some real penetration that is blowing up that handoff to Hunter Thompson. We've seen him struggle to get back to the original line of scrimmage a couple times. He does that time for no gain. 2nd and 10, 3:48 remaining in the first half. Downing out of the shotgun, rolls to his right, good blitz pickup. Now Ty's going to run it. Got at midfield, turns upfield at the 40, and is going to have a Junior Foods first down at the 35-yard line. That time Ty decided to take it himself and has a Gator first down. That'll stop the clock with 3:35 remaining. And the Gators will have it at the Dragon 35-yard line, trailing this game 8-0.
Ty is definitely a much more mobile quarterback this year. I know he has done P90X, and dropped some weight, and he's a lot quicker than he was last year. Definitely asking a lot of him this year.
Out of the shotgun, Navarez in the backfield with him. He'll roll to his left. Has plenty of time. Good pocket thrown over the middle. McConta caught. He's got it at the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Gators.
All right.
And man-to-man coverage there against McConta. And the defensive back there trying to break that pass up. Nehemiah caught it, and the two collided. And that meant there was nobody there to make the tackle. And Nehemiah, with his 9th touchdown on the season, that's his 10th touchdown on the season.
Polecat again.
Yeah, his 10th touchdown of the season, his 7th receiving. And the Gators trail at 8-6, and now will go for 2. And we see Polecat again. 5 down linemen on the left side, just the center and 1 blocker. And Downing out of the shotgun. He's going to roll to the right. Pitches it to Hunter. Hunter makes a man miss, dives for the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is good. It didn't look pretty, and it took an extra effort there by Hunter Thompson, but the Gators tied at 8, 3:13 remaining in the first half. You're listening to Gator Football on News Talk 93 WKCT.
At the Catfish House, we understand how stressful the holidays and family can be. So let us de-stress your life. By planning your holiday party, we'll customize your holiday party any way you want it. And the time is now to start booking and planning those holiday events, because time and space is limited. With everybody's busy schedule, sooner is better. At the Catfish House, we can handle any size group, big or small. Don't forget about our limited time specials, like every Monday through Thursday. Come on out and bring the kids for a free kids meal with every adult meal purchase. Our flat iron steak went over so well, we're going to extend it through the month of October for the price of $9.99. That includes a salad and a side with that juicy, tender grade A Angus flat iron steak. And if that's not enough to get your mouth watering, don't forget our regular items like our hand-cut catfish or the juicy tender chicken strips, along with all our great sides. It's also time to start thinking about those gift cards. And remember, at the Catfish House, our family lives to serve yours. The Catfish House, located right off Cumberland Trace next to Harley-Davidson, or call us at 745-7171.
You're listening to Greenwood High School football on News Talk 93 WKCT.
Belt's kick comes dangerously close to going out of bounds, but finds its way into the end zone. It'll be a touchback for the Dragons, who will start from their own 20, but a nice drive there by the Gators, set up by the nice punt return by McConta. The second time the Gators have started, actually that time I think they started at the 35, Mike, and able to take it down the field. A big run by Ty Downing for a first down, and then the touchdown pass from Downing to Nehemiah McConta.
Well,
and the 2-point conversion good.
Line.
And we're tied at 8 with 3:13 remaining in the first half. Wing T, they fake the handoff. Halcom's going to keep it. Now Steph pursuing him, and Halcom not going to get away, and will maybe get a yard on the play. 2nd and 9 with 3:03 remaining in the first half. Dragons with 2 timeouts as well, with under 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Well, I was going to say the key to that play was they gave Todd plenty of time to throw that ball.
Absolutely.
To move around in the pocket back there on that touchdown pass that he threw to Nehemiah. On this last play, it looked like that was a busted play.
Yep. I agree with you. They've moved the pocket a little bit, and that time it gave Ty the time to find his man, and a great catch by Nehemiah in traffic. They bring Barber in motion. They hand it off to Rigsby up the middle. No, it's the counter play, and they give it to Allen, and Allen's going to have a first down. He brings it up past the 35 to the 37. And Eric Brown, I should say, who has 352 yards rushing, is going to have a Warren Central first down with 2:25 remaining in the first half. Tied at 8. Dragons scored first, got the 2-point conversion, and then the Gators answer with a 2-point conversion.
Well, it looks like the counter play the other direction, the opposite side.
Man in motion is Brown. Halcom back to throw. Here comes some pressure. Steph, he lost his foot and goes down to the ground. It'll go down as a sack, and that'll keep the clock running. Under 2 minutes now. Halcom that time is going to lose about 5 yards.
Yeah, this is an important drive for them because if they can't get it down, the Gators get the ball when they come back after the half.
And Greenwood won the toss and deferred. This rushing attack for Warren Central, though, Mike, they have 6 players with over 100 yards. Jordan Shanklin has 97. He's just under. So they've got a number of guys that can run the ball, and we've seen Brown with a couple nice carries. Rigsby has really been pretty quiet so far. He's their leading rusher.
And they have that number 2 out on the other side.
They pitched it out to Brown, and the Gators have seen that play one too many times. Sam Wilson, Jeremy James there, both on the tackle, and they'll lose more yards. And I'm surprised the Gators don't call timeout here with a minute 15 remaining. They have an opportunity here with a 3rd and long situation to get some good field position, but they've lost a good 15 seconds off the clock here.
Yeah, I think that's poor clock management there. And sometimes when you're focusing on, what you're going to do, sometimes you lose track of that. But as a coach, you can't afford to do that.
No, I think these 30 seconds that they've allowed to come off the clock are more important now than they would be if the Gators tried to drive down the field. 47 seconds, 3rd and 20. And Halcomb is going to keep it himself. He's going to get tackled. Now the Gators will call timeout with 40 seconds left. The clock is still running. Gators lost 3 seconds that time. Not sure if the official was slow to call timeout. The Gators call timeout. 37 seconds remaining. And it'll be 4th down for the Dragons. So the Gators will get the ball back. We'll see if they go for the block here.
Well, definitely when they're this deep, you want to send them.
Yep.
You really want to do. And if you get the block, I mean, that's going to be an opportunity for you to get the ball in rather quickly down on this end of the field.
Michael Madison has a couple blocks this year.
And so does, who was the one to run and one in the touchdown? Was Howell.
Austin Howell.
Austin Howell.
And Michael got a piece of the Dragons' first punt tonight. Didn't get enough of it. Still a nice kick by Beltran Sosa. Got it for about 30 yards on the punt. But Gators got good penetration that time. We'll see if they bring the troops this time. 4th and 17, so I don't really think they're in a fake situation. No. Gators will have 1 timeout remaining. They'll send only Hunter Thompson back here. And so an important special teams play here for the Dragons. Important snap here. The long snapper is number 75, Jonathan Thompson. Eden Hadjajakadic. We'll call him Eden H the rest of the way. Snap a little to his right, but he gets it away. It's a short kick. It'll be taken by Thompson at the 42. Makes one man miss. Brings it up to around midfield. The Gators have 31 seconds remaining to get it at least into Alex Belt's field goal range. He's kicked a 43-yarder on the season, so that would mean that they would need to get it to about the 26. But with the way the Gator offense can be, that's a couple nice pass plays. They do have 1 timeout remaining, so that means they can use the middle of the field if they use that timeout. But then they also would need a way to stop the clock to possibly give Alex the opportunity to kick the field goal. 31 seconds. Gators have it at midfield. Downing out of the shotgun. Good blitz pickup. Thrown near side to Ricky, and Ricky will get out of bounds at the 40. That's just a very efficient play right there. And Hunter Tavares deserves a lot of credit for picking up the blitz from the linebacker. Eden H that time came from the left side, and Hunter picked up that blitz and allowed Ricky time to find, or allowed Ty time to find Ricky, and Ricky will get it out of bounds. They'll have a Junior Foods first down at the 40, and now the Gators need to get it about 15 more yards to give them a chance for the field goal at the end of the half. Over the left side, no flag. Ty's going to step forward and throw, and now the Gators will have to call timeout. He's going to lose 4 yards in the play. And another situation there where I think Ty's got to throw the ball away.
Yeah, you just got to throw it to the sidelines.
You see the play break down, throw it out of bounds. He's outside the tackles. He's not going to get called for grounding.
Right.
Throw it away and line up again and see what you can do the next time.
Well, you know, and I know Ty. He's such an intense player. He wants to make the play, and he tries really, really extremely hard. And I think that struggle, you just got to come to that place. That's maturity, and, you know, that comes of just being able to see it and then say, hey, I just got to get rid of the ball.
And Ty, who saw action as a sophomore, that's probably the biggest that's one of the biggest repercussions of his injury, is that he does not have a lot of time where he's been able to be in these situations and make those plays. It's basically only this year where he's been in those situations. But, 2 fumbles here tonight, both on sacks where he could have just tucked it and made sure the Gators stayed with the ball and then would have been in field goal range. So the Gators really would have a good opportunity to be up at least 14-0 here if Belton made both field goals. And then taking the sack there forces them to use their last timeout. He loses 4 yards, so it's going to be 3rd and 14. And now they've either got to throw the sidelines, they've got to get a first down, or they've got to get in the end zone.
I wonder if they bring the blitz. No, they don't.
Back to pass. He throws and has it to Nakanta. Nehemiah is going to be very close, and he will be short of the first down. They'll need to spike this. The clock, there will be a first down. A Junior Foods first down stops the clock with 13 seconds, and now I think they'll spike it. And they moved. And a rush there. Miscommunication between Downing and his center as he wanted the ball snapped so they could spike it. And they're going to lose 5 yards on the play. And the clock should start as soon as the official gives the ready to play signal. So that moves them back to about the 33. Right now a 50-yarder. So really, if they can find one completion on an out route here, they have a chance to get it. Now the clock's going to start with 13 seconds left. Clock should be running right now. Gators getting a real break here. This clock should be rolling. Ty, back to pass. Here comes some pressure at the middle. Steps forward, throws over the middle, has Makanta. Nehemiah is going to get tackled at the 5-yard line. That's going to be a first down. It'll stop the clock initially. But the Gators are going to need to get down here. Now, we have 2 players whose helmets are locked up. I think the referee has to call a timeout here.
Yeah,
he's got to call a timeout. Eden H. And for the Dragons, for the Gators, it was Chase Brown who had their helmets locked up. They couldn't get apart. So now the Gators will just, I believe, the smart thing to do here is to chop the clock. They should spike the ball here. They do. And so with 3 seconds, the Gators will likely line up for the field goal. The coaches were upset that the clock kept running, but the first down stops the clock.
Right,
the clock could not run again until the ready for play whistle was blown.
Until he blocked, and he couldn't do that because he had 2 players down here with their helmets locked up. So
Alex Belt on to kick the field goal to give the Gators the lead at the half. It's tough to see. It looks like it's going to be about a 25-yarder from the left hash mark. Belt, as we said, 6 of 8 on the year. This one is up and good. Oh, he missed it.
Oh, it's no good.
And a half a second left in the first half. So Alex Belt with a crucial miss there. And I'm not sure they didn't give the signal. Where did he miss it? Was it wide
they
right?
didn't say. They did this, and so, I mean, to me, I couldn't tell going by the goalpost there, but it looked like it went through, but they're right there. And so definitely it must have gone wide to the right, I would think.
So missed opportunities for the Gators here. And Warren Central will take a knee. And that will be the end of the first half. They do take a knee, and we're tied at 8 after 1 half of play. Gators on the road trying to wrap up the regular season.
Are you one of the millions of people who can't find the energy to make it through the workday? Have you considered early retirement? Maybe it's time to pack it in. You've had a good run.
Or you can just drink some coffee, you turkey! Come on down to Minimart, get a hot cup of joe! It's recession-proof. Sleepies, slice it with coffee! Got a case of the Mondays? Uppercut! Feeling blah? Karate it! Try a cappuccino, French vanilla. Cup of joe, we're everywhere!
Tate Ornamental.
You're listening to Greenwood High School football on News Talk 93 WKCT.
Chad Young and Mike Wilson back with you at Dragon Stadium, Joe Hood Field tonight. Gator football is brought to you by Tate Ornamental, specializing in creating extraordinary architectural fabrications using high-quality materials. Bowling Green Technical College soaring beyond expectations. Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburgers have you been Culverized. Thoroughbred Sports Academy, we have the best in sports instruction. Minute Mart, get it, got it, good. Pet Stop, make your pets happy with premium toys, treats, and more. Luxury Imports of Bowling Green, your BMW and Mercedes dealer. The Catfish House, our family lives to serve yours. Johns Junior College, help your son or daughter get off to a great career and a promising future. And Crossroads IGA Junior Food Stores and Shell, part of the Houchins Industries family of companies providing the necessities of life. About a minute away from kicking things off here in the second half. Gators won the toss and deferred to the second half, and so they will get the ball to start the third quarter as the Gators tried to take some of that momentum. They appear to be building late in the quarter. They have driven down into Warren Central territory on a couple of occasions, but only one touchdown to show for it. That was the touchdown pass to McConta, but a pair of fumbles deep in Warren Central territory, and then the missed field goal by Alex Belt at the end of the half has left us tied at 0-0.
0-0.
Yeah, or 8-8, I'm sorry, 8-8.
Well, it might as well be 0-0 because it's like just starting all over again.
Brand new start to the second half.
That's right.
Don't forget to join us Saturday morning for the Mark Nelson Show, live from Culver's on Scottsville Road. We'll talk with Coach Nelson about tonight's game and some of the outstanding performances from the Gators. We'll also look ahead to the beginning of the playoffs next week as the Gators host Muhlenberg County. That's the Mark Nelson Show, live from Culver's on Scottsville Road, Saturday morning from 11 to 11:30, right here on the home of Greenwood football, News Talk 93, WKCT. Our keys to the game, Mike, field conditions have not been a factor because we've been spared the rain, and this field is held up pretty good. Turnover battle. Gators losing it. 2 turnovers, the only 2 turnovers in the first half. And big plays. The big plays really come from Warren Central with a long pass that they completed. They gave them first and goal to Carpenter.
Right. Denzel Carpenter, he is quick and he is fast. I would not be surprised to see them do that a couple more times.
I would not give him one-on-one coverage either. As good as Tanner Thompson has been for the Gators, we saw him get beat. I would like to see some safety help, even if it means giving up some yards on the ground in the run game.
Right. You got to bring your safety over on that guy when they line him up.
Speck, Hunter Thompson, and McConta back to receive the kick for the Gators. All three inside the 5-yard line. And new kicker. It'll be a short kick, bounces around, and going to finally be picked up by Hunter back at the 18-yard line and breaks a tackle, stays on his feet, gets it up to the 25, to the 27. A nice second effort there, but the bouncing kick fooled the Gators a little bit. That kick by Samir Muzik, the senior, with bright green shoes.
Well, they're trying to guard against the run back, which, that any one of those guys really has the ability to do. And you can't blame them for that.
Gators with a couple of returns, good returns, a kickoff return and a punt return to midfield. And this is some of their worst starting position back at their own 27-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, a little bubble screen to McConta. He's got some room and now has some open room up to the 50 midfield. One man to beat. He's going to get tackled inside Dragon territory at the 30-yard line. A nice pass play there, and Nehemiah caught that ball in stride and got a nice block and was able to spring it for a big gain for the Gators. And we talked about those quick passes, and that's exactly what the Gators were looking for.
Right, that was definitely what they needed right there, a little bubble screen on that in stride. And, boy, I mean, it was Carpenter that came over, the one that caught their pass, that finally caught up with him and tackled him. That boy has some speed.
Carpenter, the starting safety for the Dragons. 1st and 10, a Junior Foods first down for the Gators. Ball at the Warren Central 31. Ty back to pass. Here comes the pressure up the middle. Gets out to his right, now he's going to take off and run and just try to get some positive yards out of it. He's going to step out of bounds, looks like right at the 30. Maybe a gain of a yard on the play, but did not take a sack. It's a wise decision by Ty. It stops the clock with 11:37 to go here in the third quarter. Mike Rogers very much unhappy with an official there. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 for the Gators trying to get on top for the first time here tonight. Downing will work out of the shotgun. Single wing look, he'll roll to his left. Gets a block from Navarre, throws it as he's hit, and a diving catch, and what a grab by Ricky Adams.
Wow. Now that guy's got some hands.
What a laid out, dove for that ball and brought it in. It'll be a Junior Foods first down. A great catch by Adams. And he'll have the Gators now with a 1st and 10 situation. Ball looks like it's about the 16-yard line. But I think Ty got hit as he threw and maybe took the zip off that pass a little bit. Allowed Ricky to lay out and haul it in.
Yeah, he definitely was getting hit right as he was releasing that ball.
1st and 10 for the Gators. Trying to score here first in the third quarter. This time fakes the handoff. Ty's going to keep it. Looks for a block. Has some room. Cuts it up and into the end zone for a touchdown. No flags on the play. And that time Ty kept it himself, and a nice carry by the senior quarterback, and he gives the Gators the lead for the first time tonight, 14-8. Now, he gave a little chest bump here. You might want to watch it. That
they might get a little
almost
flag
cost
on
the
that.
Gators early in the first half with a personal foul call.
Well, he did that. That drive was, what, 54 seconds?
Yeah, only 54 seconds for the Gators to score. The snap is good. The kick is up, and Alex puts it through the upright, and the Gators lead it 15-8. You're listening to Gator Football on News Talk 93 WKCT.
As a parent, help your son or daughter get off to a great career and promising future. Call Drums Junior College today, 843-6750. That's 843-6750.
You're listening to high school football on the home of the Gators, News Talk 93 WKCT.
A high kick by Belt will be taken at the 1-yard line and brought up past the 20 to about the 25-yard line. A nice return, but Greenwood goes 4 plays, 72 yards in 54 seconds to take their first lead of the game as we start the third quarter here from Dragon Stadium, Joe Hood Field. Senior night here for Warren Central, and the Gators, who had some missed opportunities in the first half, take advantage of that good opening drive into the second half and lead it 15-8. Dragons will have it from their own 25. Wing T formation, Rigsby in the backfield. They bring a man in motion. Hand it off to Rigsby over the right side. He goes, and it'll be a short game for L.A. Rigsby, the leading rusher on this Dragon team with 716 yards, 6 touchdowns on the season. Yeah.
Looks like he got about 3 yards on that.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Warren Central has really not been able to do much on the ground here against the Gator defense. Their big play came through the air. A 47-yard pass from Halcomb to Carpenter put them in a 1st and goal situation. Now Halcomb will run the option to the left side, and Sam Wilson there to get the quarterback and throw him backwards. He'll lose a yard on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, they didn't bite on that. Definitely had the linebackers right there, and Sam was able to come up on him and grab him.
An important thing there is somebody also had the pitch man too, and so Sam just went after the quarterback, threw him down, and wisely, Halcomb did not pitch that ball. Would have been a dangerous area, loses a yard, so it'll be 3rd and 8. Opportunity here for a big pet stop, 3rd down stop here for Greenwood.
And Carpenter's split out.
To the far side, matched up against Thompson. Back to pass, has plenty of time, throws it over the top, and complete for a 1st down.
And you had the safety that was right there,
Yeah.
came over, a little help, but he needs to be a little bit closer on that ball.
I think that's a mistake. I'm not a football genius, but I think in that situation, he's got to get outside knowing that he has safety help, knowing that they're only sending one guy out. So get outside, make him turn inside, and use the safety help coming from up the top. It'll be a 1st down. A nice throw there from Halcomb. Completes it to Carpenter. It'll be a 1st and 10 near midfield for the Dragons. Bring a man in motion. They run the counter play. Back to the other side is Barber, and Barber is tripped up by Matt Smith. He was able to reach out and just trip him with his hand, and he'll get about 2 or 3 yards just past midfield to the 49. It's going to be a gain of 4, 2nd and 6, as the Dragons trying to answer Greenwood's score here.
And already 2 minutes taken on this drive, a little over 2 minutes.
Warren Central, of course, was in front for most of the game last week in the win over Bowling Green. Held on for the victory. Trailing Greenwood now 15-8. Here's the handoff over the left side. Madison's there. Wilson's there, and it's a loss on the play of 4 yards. Another third down situation. And that's something we've seen from the Gators at times this year, is when that play is so slow developing, when they run that jet outside, unless you get great blocking. Madison that time just able to turn outside, and there was really no room to get the corner. And that time the Dragons lose 3 or 4 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 10.
It's interesting to see if they'll pass it again. See where Carpenter is. He's split out to the left here.
3rd and 10. I'd like to see the Gators bring some pressure here and not give Halcomb a lot of time to throw. Carpenter to the near side. Working this time against Speck. A little play action. Wilson from behind. Can't get there. Halcomb's still on his feet, and he'll have a first down with his feet. He slips. He might have been able to pick up some big yards. And now we've got some jawing going on between Carpenter, and it looked like it was Austin Howell there that got into it. And interesting to see who they're going to throw the flag on here. Sometimes in that situations, it's a situation where they see the first guy or the second guy. They're going to come to Warren Central's sideline and give the call. It is personal foul on the Dragons. Now that's after the play, so it'll be a first down, but they'll lose 15 yards, and that'll push them back into their own territory.
Almost back where they were.
Basically. But Sam had an opportunity there, and that shows you just how fast Halcomb is. He was just able to get away from Sam and take it over the right side and pick up the first down with his legs.
Well, you're right. They were bringing the pressure, but they were the way that he was able to roll out, and that's the one thing that you just kills you when the quarterback can run.
What really needed to happen was some of the guys that were downfield in coverage have got to come off their man sooner and get Halcomb. Here's a handoff to Rigsby up the middle, and he's going to drag the pile forward just for a yard or two. They've done a pretty good job of containing L.A. Rigsby. It's been more of Barber and Brown who have hurt the Gators on the ground tonight, but the passing game has been more effective against Greenwood than anything else. Adam Anderson, he did not check in. Cicchetti went to the sideline, so we'll have a different look. It's probably Shea who's going to check in here on defense. 2nd and 6 with 7:06 remaining in the third quarter. Gators in front, 15-8. They scored first here in the third quarter after we were tied at 8 at the half. Back to pass is Halcomb. Has some time. He's going to flush out to his left. Now looks downfield. He's hit as he throws it. The ball is going to be ruled incomplete. Madison got there and hit him as he threw. Now that's an interesting call there. I mean, his arm definitely had to be coming forward because Michael came from behind and hit him. And so if we had replay, it'd be interesting to see whether or not they would rule that a forward pass, because the ball went straight down.
Yes.
But nonetheless, it's going to be incomplete. 3rd and 6. Dragons already picking up 2 third-down conversions here on this drive. Unfortunately for them, the personal foul took them from their own 35 back into their own territory.
Well, they were looking for Carpenter again, and this time he had Speck on this side, but, you know, his success has been against Tanner Thompson.
That's where he's lined up now to the far side.
He's going to pass
run
again.
The play action. They're going to come to the near side. Here comes some pressure. Halcomb is being chased from behind. Logan Steph is there with the sack. And did the ball come out? Shea was there as well, and Greenwood has the ball. And it's the first turnover of the game, and the Gators, looks like it was Zach Pillow with the fumble recovery. I think you're going to give Shea the forced fumble and Pillow with the fumble recovery. There were a bunch of Gators there in Halcomb's face. He turned up and got hit. The ball came loose, and the Gators will have it in Dragon territory at the 31. Big play with 6:36 remaining in the third quarter. First turnover for the Dragons.
They had it almost 4.5 minutes, right at 4.5 minutes.
1st and 10. Downing with 2 receivers to the left and a single wing. Bubble screen again. This time it's underthrown to Connor Raymer. It looks like the Gator with the grab there, and he's going to lose a yard because the throw was low. And so Connor went down to his knees to get it and lost a yard or two.
And Connor hasn't had hardly any passes at all this year, and so it would be interesting to know.
He'll get credit for the reception there, which is his third of the season. He had one catch in both the Franklin Simpson and Hopkinsville games, and has a catch there. 2nd and 12. Quick throw and a drop. Incomplete that time. Intended for, I believe that's Julio Hogue. No, it's Dimachek.
Dimachek, yeah.
And Scott Dimachek went about 7 or 8 yards and just sat down and let that ball hit him in the shoulder pads and incomplete. So now the Gators with a 3rd and 11 situation here, need to take advantage of the turnover.
Well, they're going to bring the pressure here at this time.
3rd and 11. Ty, back to pass. Here comes some pressure. He's going to have to step and run for it himself. He's not going to get it. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, which again is the 30-yard line, and which will make this a 47-yard attempt. It'll be 4th down, maybe a 46-yard attempt here, and I think the Gators are going to go for it here.
Yeah, I think so too. You're a little bit out of his range at that point, I think.
The ball is at the 29. You don't want to take a sack here.
No.
If they intercept the ball inside the 10, it's not the worst thing in the world. So I would take a chance downfield. McConta to the near side, as is Adams. Ty, back to pass, throws it over the middle. He's got it, man, but it's dropped again.
That was
Hunter Navarez had the catch. He would have had the first down. He couldn't hold on, and he's going to hear from Mark Nelson here. He has got to come down with that ball. A perfect throw by Ty, but the Gators will turn it over on downs. If you hit a guy that wide open in the hands, it has to be brought in.
Yeah, you got to bring it in.
And he really didn't get hit at all.
No. I mean, he had it, and it was like, the guy, he had enough time to really reel that ball in, and he just didn't do it.
So the Gators turn it over on downs and fail to really take a hold of this game. They lead by a touchdown, 15-8, with 5:30 remaining. They run the jet out to the left side, and it's number 9, which is Eric Brown on the carry. And then Brown will pick up about 2 on the play.
The jet doesn't seem to be working for him tonight. That counter play, what they've run, has worked real well, and the pass when they've picked on Tanner on them, his side, they've been able to complete the pass there.
And really, for the Gators, they don't need to do anything special. So far, it looks like to stop this running attack. They just need to play their keys.
Right.
And when that counter play worked, it's because somebody got a little too aggressive following the strong side. 2nd and 8. Halcomb will hand it off and immediately hit. And he's going to fall forward for a couple yards, but a nice job by Colton Shea getting some penetration. And
he had a hand on it.
Holding him to a short loss. It was Rigsby on the carry. And a gain of a yard on the play, so 3rd and 7 here for Warren Central. Clock is starting to creep into being a factor. Still more than a quarter left, but 3rd and 7 now for the Dragons. 4:14 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Halcomb is going to drop back to pass. Gets pressured. There's Madison again. Throws him around. He gets away once. Now still on his feet. Still up. And he's going to run. And he has a first down. Amazing. What a play by Troy Halcomb that time to pick up the first down. But I can't believe he got away from Madison.
No, I can't believe that either. That's just, he's a heck of a player to be able to get take that and spin around and get out of that.
I really think what Michael needs to do there is go a little lower. Go for Halcomb's legs, and he had him up around the shoulders that time.
Mm-hmm.
And Halcomb is a strong kid, able to get out of his grasp and then avoid 2 or 3 more Gators and pick up the first down. So a big play by Halcomb, another 3rd down conversion. Wing T, they bring Barber in motion, give it to him. They stretch it out the right side. He's got some room this time, has a first down into Gator territory at the 45-yard line. That's the first time we've really seen that play be effective.
Yep.
So 1st and 10 for Warren Central. 3:32 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
See if they won't work that side, that right side there. Seems to be the left side. They're not going anywhere with that. The counter, the right side, they were able to pick it up.
You're listening to WKCT AM in Bowling Green. Gator football, the regular season finale for both of these clubs. Barber in motion, drop snap, and we have a penalty marker as well. It was picked up by Halcomb and might have picked up inches on the play, but we'll see what the penalty is, likely on the offense. Unless the Gators will line up off sides. No, it's procedure penalty on Warren Central. And that'll push them back 5 yards and still make it first down. A lot at stake for both of these teams. The Gators trying to keep their momentum into the postseason, trying to improve on their school record 4-game winning streak. They would wrap up the season 8-2 with a win here tonight, which would set a new school record for wins in the regular season and for the postseason, for that matter. The Gators will host Muhlenberg County next week in the first round of the KHSAA playoffs. Under 3 minutes now to go in the third quarter. 15-8, Gators in front. Dragons have it at midfield, 1st and 15. Halcomb, again out of the wing tee. Rigsby is the back. Halcomb's going to throws it over the middle, not even close. And that's an uncatchable ball.
That is uncatchable.
There was a lot of contact there as he tried to find Barber out of the wing spot. But that ball was high and way behind Barber, and he had no chance whatsoever catching that ball. But it'll still go pass interference against the Gators, which will be an automatic first down for the Dragons. No chance of catching that ball. It'll be a first down for the Dragons nonetheless.
Is that a 10-yard penalty?
Well, the line of scrimmage, it's a 15-yarder. The Gators were standing like they were going to mark it at the spot of the foul. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 35. This is still not a panic situation for this Gator defense, which has been so good this year at bending but not breaking. Now, they've given Warren Central new life twice here. Looked like they had Halcomb sacked on 3rd down. He ran for the first down. And then the pass interference call on 1st and 15. Halcomb will drop back. Looks like he's going to dump it off in the flat. Some pressure comes, dumps it off to Barber up the middle, Carpenter up the middle, and what a great open field tackle that time.
By Austin Howe.
Yep. He was the only guy around Barber, and he made the tackle and kept them from getting a first down. It ends up being a gain of 5 on the play, but
well-designed play, by the way.
Yeah, I think everybody thought they were going to dump it out in the flats. He had the receivers on each side, and they brought Carpenter back to the middle of the field. And if it weren't for Austin Howe, he might have picked up the first down and more. I'll give him a gain of 7, 2nd and 3. And you see Warren Central going to the air a little bit more on this drive. Man in motion. Over the right side, they run the jet. And again, it's Barber. And he'll have a first down. Gets it to the 20-yard line. The Gators are starting to get beat by the speed of Warren Central right now. We'll see what kind of adjustment the Gators make. Minute 50 remaining in the third quarter. Neither team scored in the first. Warren Central got on the board early in the second quarter, led 8-0. Gators would tie it midway through the second, made it 8-all, and then they scored on their first possession of the third quarter to take a 15-8 lead. Now Warren Central trying to answer that drive with one of their own. 1st and 10, wing T formation. Bring a man in motion. Halcomb's going to keep it himself and go straight forward. Nobody picked him up and takes to the end zone for a touchdown. Everybody was watching the wingbacks, and nobody stayed with the quarterback, and Halcomb rumbles in for the touchdown, and the Dragons are an extra point away from tying this game up with 1:27 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, so I think you got to go for the extra point here, not for the still too early.
Sergio Beltran Sosa. Now, their first extra point was a bad snap, and Carpenter, the holder, took it in. This time, the snap is good, and Beltran Sosa gets it up and in, and we're tied at 15, 1:27 remaining in the third quarter. You're listening to Gator Football on News Talk 93 WKCT.
For over 70 years, Bowling Green Technical College has been soaring beyond expectations and changing lives of citizens in South Central Kentucky. Forged from the needs of America in 1939, BGTC
WKCC has constantly evolved in response to the educational and training needs in our area, providing training in some of today's fastest-growing occupations in the areas of allied health, engineering, and information technology, business and applied technology. Experience for yourself what thousands have already discovered. Wherever you go in life, Bowling Green Technical College can help you get there.
Bowling Green Technical College, sports from the League of America, soaring beyond expectations. Bowling Green Technical College.
You're listening to Greenwood High School football on News Talk 93 WKCT.
Samir Musik with a line drive kicked, and to the near side, Hunter Thompson will pick it up and will only get it back to the 20-yard line. So they've really made an adjustment on special teams, Mike, and not kicked it high and deep, and they've kicked that line drive, used the ground and the bouncing of the ball to slow down this special teams attack by Greenwood. And they give the Gators a long field to go. The Gators had a big opportunity after the first fumble of the game by Warren Central to really take control when they were leading 15-8. They did not convert, and now they find themselves in a tie game, almost intercepted. They ran the bubble screen, and Warren Central sniffed it out. That's the third or fourth time they've tried to run that play. And the Dragons got a hand on the ball, pounced up in the air dangerously, but fortunately for the Gators, fell incomplete.
Yeah, they definitely had it sniffed out on that one. It was definitely busted.
And so if I see how much they were on that play, I maybe fake that and send somebody deep, and you might find a big play there. Beautiful night for football, 63 degrees right now. 2nd and 10 with 1:17 remaining in the third quarter. Thompson comes in motion, and what is the delay there? It seemed like Ty was starting to make his way backwards out of the shotgun, and Josh Kavanaugh never snapped the ball. Second time the Gators have had some miscommunication with the snap. That'll lose 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 15, all the way back to the 15-yard line. And we'll see what the Gators can do in terms of keeping their composure here.
Well, if you're Warren Central and their coach, I think at this point you want to bring the blitz as much as possible right now. You got them deep.
They set up to the near side with Adams and McConta again. They fake that bubble screen now. They dump it off to Nehemiah across the middle, but he's not going to get anything more than 5 yards back to the original line of scrimmage. I thought they were going to go for it that time and fake the bubble screen and send Ricky long, but they get 5 yards on the play, and Warren Central was there. They had 3 guys. Now Nehemiah was able to find a soft spot in between those 3 guys. But not able to make him miss. It'll be 3rd and 10. The Gators need to pick up 10 yards here, or they will most definitely punt the ball away. So a big 3rd down here for Greenwood with under a minute to go in the third quarter, tied at 15. Downing looks to the near side, is going to air it out, puts a lot of air to the ball. Nehemiah is not going to be able to run underneath it. That's not a good throw by Ty. That ball went straight up in the air and falls incomplete. And Nehemiah ran out of sideline that time.
Well, that's one just trying to get it up so that he can run underneath it, but the trajectory of it, he just got it off. It was off a little bit and got it off to the sideline.
So now the third phase of the game becomes important for the Gators. The special teams unit, Alex Belt will kick it away. You don't want to give up a big special teams play here. Important that the snap is good. It is low, and Alex just gets it away, but it's a nice kick, angled to the near side. It'll be taken at the 40 and losing his footing, and only gaining about 2 yards on the play will be Carpenter. Gators were there on the coverage anyway. Looked like Dimachek was there on coverage. And so pretty good punt that time by Belt from the 15. That'd be 35. About 45 yards on the punt and about a 3-yard return. That's not a bad kick from Alex. 23 seconds to go in the third quarter. And we'll see what the Gator defense can do. They were scored on the last drive by Warren Central. They took it downfield. The Gators gave them some new life on third down play where they looked like they had the sack. Here's a little misdirection play. The counter ball's loose, and looks like Warren Central fortunate to get it back. That ball bounced right into the hands Looked to me to be Alex Hunt, number 68. Whoever comes out of the bottom of the pile there.
Number 60.
That's number 60, Sergio Beltran Sosa. And it'll help out because that'll gain him another 2 or 3 yards. A gain of 5 on the play, and that brings the third quarter.
Are you one of the millions of people who can't find the energy to make it through the workday? Have you considered early retirement? Maybe it's time to pack it in. You've had a good run.
Or you can just drink some coffee, you turkey! Come on down to Minimart, get a hot cup of joe! It's recession-proof. Sleepies, slice it with coffee! Got a case of the Mondays? Uppercut! Feeling blah? Karate it! Try a cappuccino, French vanilla. Cup of joe, we're everywhere!
Make your pets happy with premium pet foods, toys, treats, and more from Pet Stop. Pet Stop offers do-it-yourself pet washing, professional grooming with pickup and drop-off, premium brand pet foods at very competitive prices, and all sorts of goodies for good little pets. Pet Stop is now an exclusive area dealer offering Eagle Pack and Eagle Holistic Dog Food, nutrition in action. Pet Stop, across from Greenwood Mall, Scottsville Road. Call 904-4511.
Your home for Gator football. News Talk 93 WKCT.
Chad Young, Mike Wilson with you at Dragon Stadium, Joe Hood Field tonight on a Thursday night of high school football. We begin the fourth quarter. Warren Central and Greenwood tied at 15. Halcomb in the wing tee. It'll be 2nd and 4. They hand it off over the right side. It's Carpenter on the carry. Barber. Cortez Barber with the carry that time. And he'll have a first down for the Dragons. And that play, that jet sweep, which had really not been effective for 2.5 quarters, Mike, all of a sudden it's starting to click for the Dragons.
Well, you know, and where they're running it to the right side. That seems to be a soft spot for us when they do that. On the left side, they haven't picked up anything when they've done it that way. But on the right side, for whatever reason, seems to be working for them.
1st and 10 with 11:42 remaining in the game. Ball right now at the Greenwood 42. Halcomb to Rigsby up the middle, and it looks like Colin Cicchetti was there to make the hit, and he did a nice job of not allowing Rigsby to penetrate, just slowing him down until he could get some help from Jeremy James, and a short gain on a play for L.A. Rigsby.
Yeah, he had a hand on him, on that arm, on the ball, and was able to hold him up enough to get that help like you were talking about.
2nd and 8. Gators have been pretty good on 1st and 2nd, and they've been beaten a couple times on 3rd down plays with Halcomb's legs and his arm. Again, the wing tee. Barber in motion. Halcomb's going to keep it himself on the left side. That's the play that he scored on, and he's going to find his way near the first down. He's going to be about a yard or two short. Whose responsibility do you think that is when he just decides to keep it himself? Is that one of the linebackers that's got to come up and take care of him?
Yeah, that's what your linebackers are there. They have to. They're your middle tacklers, so.
I imagine when they bring a guy in motion, it's the guy who then becomes on the strong side who has the man in motion, and the other guy on the weak side has got the quarterback. But both Sam Wilson and Matt Smith are so good at tracking down running backs that they really have to fight the urge to go after what they think is the ball carrier. And Halcomb's made a pay a couple times. Ball is loose, it's fumbled, and on the ground, and it looks like Warren Central might get it again, and it might be another first down. That's twice that the ball has popped out, and they've been able to recover it and pick up positive yards.
It is fourth down.
It's still 4th down. They're going to be short, but they do keep possession, and it looks like they're going to call timeout and measure just to be sure. So that is twice on consecutive drives that the Dragons have been very fortuitous with a fumble situation. They have 3 fumbles tonight. They've lost one of them. The Gators have 2 fumbles tonight. They've lost both. Remember, you can log on to listen to all the Gators games online at 93WKCT.com. It's a first down for the Dragons, by the way. Gator Games Online brought to you by Network One Sports. You can also read our blog, which includes game notes. Also put on there this week that the Gators got votes, and we're in the top 10 for the first time in Class 6A. You can also chat with other fans in our chat rooms and vote in our online poll this week. We ask you how many yards the Gators will pass for tonight against the Dragons. 1st and 10 for Warren Central. Ball right now is at the 33 of Greenwood. Halcomb takes it and tried to make some guys miss. And Tanner Thompson comes up to make the tackle. Sam Wilson is there and Colin Cicchetti there as well. Halcomb that time tried to let everybody go by and then bounce it outside, and the Gators were there to stop him. He'll only gain a yard on the play. 2nd and 9. Big defensive stop here for the Gators. You got to think they might have maybe 2 possessions left in this game the way that Warren Central manages the clock. They're not a big passing team, although they've gone to the air tonight more than they normally do. But with the clock running and under 9 minutes to go now, this is the time when the Gator defense needs to come up with a big stand. 8:47 to go. 15-15 is our score. They'll bring Barber in motion. They fake the pitch to him. Now they're going to run and throw, and here comes incomplete pass. It looked like they had Halcomb sacked again. Shea that time was there with the pressure, and Halcomb able to spin around, avoid the sack, and throw it out of bounds.
Yeah,
saves them about 6 or 7 yards on the play. It makes 3rd and 9 a little more doable. He is a strong kid, tough to bring down. And I think the Gators, if they're going to try to go after Halcomb, they need to go low. They don't need to try to tackle him around the shoulders. 3rd and 9 with 8:38 remaining in the game. Bring a man in motion. They run the counter play, and a great tackle made by Jeremy James. The second time that Jeremy has sniffed out that misdirection play. It's going to go for a loss on the play. It'll be 4th down. They fake the pitch to Brian Stovall and then run the counter play, hand it off to Barber, and Jeremy James, the linebacker on the strong side, has sniffed that play out twice. Now a 4th and 10 situation, and now a decision for Warren Central. They look like they're going to go for it here.
Yep, definitely do, and you got Carpenter split out.
Going to work against Speck. One-on-one, Haswell is the safety. Got to watch Halcomb beating it with his legs too, and I think they took too long to get that play off. That might have been intended, as they'll take 5 more yards and try to pin the Gators deep.
No, they got a timeout called in, I think.
Well, the second time that they have called timeout right before.
They tried the hard count to see if they could gain a little bit more yardage.
Gator defense doing a nice job of staying disciplined there. They didn't jump off sides, so Warren Central calls their first timeout here in the second half. They'll have 2 remaining. 4th and 10 coming up. Right now, the ball is spotted, to me, Mike, it looks like it's about the 33, maybe the 32. So they're well out of field goal range. But if you punt the ball and it goes into the end zone, it's only a gain of 12 yards.
Right.
So you'll see them put the ball possibly in the air here. Like I said earlier, when the Gators were in this situation on a 4th and long, if you get intercepted deep in territory, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's like a punt.
Right.
Now for the Gators, you want to make sure that you don't get too aggressive and get beaten by Halcomb's legs. And, 12 yards, 10 yards is something he can pick up with his legs. We've seen it tonight on the 4th down play already.
Yeah, you have to stay disciplined and, take care of your assignments right here, right now.
Halcomb under center, in the wing, drops back to pass. Quick throw, they throw the slant, it's dropped and incomplete. It was thrown behind Carpenter, and almost an opportunity there for Speck to come up with the interception, but the Gator defense does exactly what we ask them to do, Mike. They come up with a stop on downs, and they give the ball to their offense with 7:47 remaining in the game. Now, this is an important situation because this is a team, Warren Central, that if you score a touchdown here, they're not a quick-hitting team.
Right, yeah, they burned off a lot of time off the clock. They had it for what, about 9.5 minutes before, and last time here they've had it for what, about 4 or 5 minutes.
If the Gators could somehow drive down and maybe take 4 or 5 minutes off the clock, that would really put some pressure on Warren Central to go for some big plays. The Gators need to score first. Downing will run it. Just design run to the right, looking for a block, has one, and he's going to go up the sideline and out of bounds. And it'll be a Junior Foods first down. Ty Downing with the gain of 11 yards on the play, and he ran into one of his teammates there in the bench area, but a design run, the quarterback keeper there, and Ty will have a first down for the Gators as he brings the ball out to about the 43.
A little looked like greased lightning running around that right side there tonight. He was looking pretty good.
Ty is a good runner if he decides to run. It's when he gets a little indecisive that he takes away his mobility. 1st and 10, though, for the Gators. There comes some pressure. Handoff to Navarro's at the middle, and Hunter is going to keep churning his legs forward. Gets it to midfield, a gain of about 7. Nice carry there by the sophomore, and they brought the blitz, and Hunter able to get some penetration. A good job by the offensive line to give him a hole to run through, and he'll pick up a nice gain of 8 yards on the play. 2nd and 2 with 7:19 remaining in the game. Tied at 15. Gators fell behind early 8-0. They tied at 8-8. They scored first in the third quarter to make it 15-8, and then Warren Central responded, and we're tied with 7 minutes to go in the game. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the near side. Trying to make sure he gets this play off soon. He does. High snap, though. Here comes some pressure. Throws it near side. It is caught and dropped. Oh, would have been a big play there. It looked like Carpenter that time lost his footing right at the feet of Ricky Adams, who's normally very sure-handed, and Ricky kind of had to jump over him to catch that ball, and he dropped it.
Yeah, that is definitely a hard catch to make when you're trying to avoid somebody, get over, get the ball, and just couldn't hold on.
Carpenter on coverage. Now 3rd and 2 here for the Gators. They need to make sure they pick up the first down. 2 receivers to each side for Downing out of the shotgun. Navarro's in the backfield with him. Ty is going to scramble, tries to run, spins away, and he's going to be very close to the chains. It's going to depend on the spot. I think he's got the first down.
Yeah, it looks like he does.
The way they came in here, and that's a great effort by Ty Downing. If he does, in fact, have the Junior Foods first down, they'll likely measure this just to make sure.
That's a first down.
They bring it to the right hash mark, and that upsets the home crowd, and it will be a first down. They went ahead and called the first down, then moved the ball out to the right hash. So Junior Foods first down for the Gators into Warren Central territory at the 47-yard line. 6:40 to go in the game. Gators have 2 timeouts to work with. 2 receivers to the right side and a double wing look. Ty does not need to get sacked. Now he's going to take off and run for it and spins his way dangerously. He's going to pick up a rough yard that time. He was being pursued heavily by, trying to get the number 7, who is
Marvin Miles.
Marvin Miles, the defensive end. And he was pursuing Ty from behind, and another dragon came up from the outside, and he kind of spun away, and that's where you see balls a lot of time get fumbled, when somebody's helmet pops on that football. But a gain of a yard, under 6 minutes now to go in the game. 1st and 10 for the Gators. Ty back to pass, has plenty of time to throw, looks downfield, lobs it over the top. He's got Ricky at the 30, inside the 20. Ricky cuts up field, spins around, and he's down at the 13-yard line. It'll be a Junior Foods first down, and Ty Downing had all the time in the world to throw that ball.
I think they were doing prevent.
That's what it looked like, and you just cannot allow him that time to throw with the speed and athleticism of Adams and McConta.
I don't know if I wouldn't go back to the run this deep down here.
I'd say you keep the clock running.
Yeah. Quit throwing the ball.
Don't turn the ball over more than anything else in this situation. You want to make sure that you take about 1.5 minutes off this clock, and you get at least 3 points here. Downing will fake the handoff, keeps it himself, and just dives forward for a gain of about maybe a yard on the play, and the clock will continue to run. I don't know why it stopped. I don't know why the clock is not running. It's 5:25 to go, and Gators lost some time there.
Yeah.
The clock stopped with 5:25 to go. and it should have kept running. That'll probably cost them about 10 seconds, but it'll be a loss of a yard on the play, 2nd and 11. A little confusion about what the call is here. 3 receivers to the right side. Downing rolls to his right. Here comes some pressure. Does not need to take the sack, and this time dives forward and doesn't make a mistake. But now, ball is back to the 24-yard line. Now you're getting on the edge of Belt's range. It'd be a 41-yard attempt right now, maybe a 42-yarder. So on 3rd and 19 here, if I'm Greenwood, ideally you look for about a 5-yard gain here.
Yeah, I think you got to get 5 more yards. You got to get in comfortable in his range.
And it'd be nice to keep it in the middle of the field too. 3rd and 19 with 4:22 to go. Downing out of the shotgun. Pressure, throws it for the end zone, and incomplete. He had to unload it quickly. He did, and good coverage there by the Dragons. So it'll set up Alex Belt, I believe, for a 42-yarder. But this is a sloppy field, and I think they're going to go for it. I think you have to at least try it. If you kick it in the end zone, they get it at the 20. So
right.
You at least give your team a chance to score the points.
Right, and I think you got to go with what's got you. It'll be interesting to see if they go. Well, no, they're gonna.
Belt to attempt a 42-yarder. His long is 43 on the year. He's 6 for 9. Already missed one tonight. And are they going to try to ice the kicker? I believe that's what they're doing. Warren Central calls timeout with 4:16 remaining in the game. We'll keep it right here just so we don't miss this crucial play. It would give the Gators an 18-15 lead. And Warren Central would have only 1 timeout remaining to drive down the field and score. If Belt misses but gets it at least into the end zone, then the Dragons would have to go 80 yards to score and win the game.
So is that a high school rule?
That's a high school rule. If you get it into the end zone, it comes back as a touchback. Now, if it for some reason is blocked, it's still a live ball if it doesn't cross the line of scrimmage. I think it was Edmonds County that found that out the hard way earlier this year when Russellville lined up for the game-winning field goal, had it blocked, but wisely, one of the Panther players picked it up and ran it in for the touchdown. Now here, Belt is trying to find the best piece of grass he can, but the important other distinction here in high school is he can kick off a tee. It'll be officially a 42-yard attempt for Alex Belt, the senior. Kick is up, and now going to get there. It's going to get there. It's no good. It came up about a yard short. We saw against Central Hardin his kick cleared by a yard. Yep. This time he comes up just about a yard short. I didn't think it had the leg to get there in the first place. So the Gators, which, mind you, had it first and 10 from about the 15 and lost 10 yards, put themselves in that situation.
Yeah, this is a tough break for the Gators here. It's tied, but you know the Warren Central, they're not a quick scoring team, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out here.
Gators
if they try to go for the big play.
Gators with 2 timeouts remaining. We could be headed for overtime. Halcom's going to drop back to pass, throws it near side. He completes it to Carpenter. Carpenter gets it out to about the 32. The clock continues to run. He does not get outside. And looks like the clock will stop initially, though, for the first down, as he does pick up the first down at the 32. So first down, a pass from Halcom to Carpenter. Now, the Gators, as we said in the pregame show, have feasted on takeaways. They've got 1 fumble recovery today. They've intercepted opposing quarterbacks 15 times. Halcom keeps putting the ball up in the air like this. You really bring that into play. They run the misdirection this time. It's going to be run over the right side. Not much doing. A gain of about 2. Matt Smith there on the tackle. Also, Austin Howell with the stop as they brought down Cortez Barber. 3:30 remaining in the game. Greenwood and Warren Central tied at 15. Both these teams will be in the playoffs next week. Warren Central really needs a victory here to host a first-round playoff game. The Gators, after winning their district, already know that they will host next week. They'll take on Muhlenberg County, 2nd and 7. Back to pass is Halcom. Throws over the middle, lobs it over the top, and incomplete. looking for Eden H., and there's no penalty there. There is absolutely no reason for a flag to be thrown on a ball that had already landed and was incomplete.
That's right. They ran into him after that.
You got guys, flying to the ball, and if they run into each other, which is what happened there shouldn't be a penalty marker. And you certainly don't want to see a call like that affect the outcome, because both of these teams have played very well here tonight. It'll be 3rd and 7 here. That does stop the clock with 3:04. The Gators have 2 timeouts remaining.
And Central only has 1.
There's 1 left. A big play here, because if they don't get it, I don't think they go for it. I think they punt it away and hope their defense can stop the Gators. Halcomb brings a man in motion. Will keep it himself. Rolls out to his right. He's going to get a man in the face. Is there a hold there? No call. He's going to throw it downfield, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Gators.
Number 25.
Hunter Thompson, the 2nd straight game he's had an interception. So Hunter with another big pick. His interception against Central Hardin was probably the biggest play of the game, as it kept the Bruins from scoring, and now he gives his offense the ball back with 2:55 to play and 2 timeouts left. But the Gators have to get some points on the board if they want to win here tonight.
Yeah, they're going to have to drive the ball. They're going to have to get it down. They're going to have to get it close enough for the field goal at least. And, I think that they're going to have to work the sidelines for the big play.
1st and 10, 2:55 to go in the game. Gators tied with Warren Central, 15 apiece. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. Downing, can't take a sack. Got his man at his feet, throws it, it's caught. It'll be a 1st down for the Gators. A great job by Ty to rifle that ball to Nehemiah LaConsa, who came back and had enough for the 1st down. That'll stop the clock with 2:48 to go.
And the guy had 1 foot, I think, of 1 foot of
He
Ty.
had 1 foot, and Ty able to use that arm strength just to whip that ball forward. And a great job by Nehemiah coming back to get the 1st down. Now we're going to have to stop the clock because the chain gang has had a little issue here. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Gators at their own 39 with 2:42 to go. They've missed 2 field goals tonight. They've had it twice in Dragon territory and fumbled it. But they need to get some points here on this drive to pick up their 8th victory of the season. Pressure on Downing, and he's going to get sacked. And he's got to just get rid of that ball. There's nobody open, and Ty has just got to throw that ball away. So a loss on the play of a good 8 or 9 yards. And now the clock continues to run. It'll be about 2 minutes to play when this play is snapped. Gators need to move the chains. If we go to overtime, both teams will get a possession from the 10. Ty rolls to his right, steps, throws, finds Ricky, and dives forward for a 1st down. Ricky caught it at the 45 and dives to the 49. He'll have a 1st down. That'll stop the clock. And I'm not sure if he got out of bounds or if they stopped the clock for the 1st down. I think they're just going to stop it until they reset the chains. But that'll put the Gators at midfield. And again, they probably need to get another 30 yards to be comfortably in Alex's field goal range. 1:46 to go. They have 2 timeouts left. But you can't take another sack. Ty, back to pass. Here comes some pressure. Throws over the middle and incomplete. And there's some contact there. Back judge must have ruled that the Warren Central player, which was Jordan Wade, got there at the same time with the ball, but there was an awful lot of contact. Incomplete, though, 2nd and 10, 1:37 to go in the game. Tie game, Dragons trying to hold off the Gators here and force overtime at this point. Greenwood trying to drive down the field and win their 8th game of the season, which will be a school record. Downing out of the shotgun, pressure, throws it near side, and it's dropped. Ricky couldn't come up with this one. Again, Ty had to unload quickly. What I think they should run here, Mike, is I would have Tanner either fly out in the flat. We've seen him run that a little bit because they are bringing the heat right now. And I think a little dump off here with the way that Hunter can make guys move in, or make guys miss in space. I think that would be set up perfectly here.
Yeah, just a quick throw.
3rd and 10. I think they're in 4-down territory no matter what. Ty's going to throw, and he had Hunter, and Hunter got twisted around and falling complete. I take back my statement. I think you punt here. With 1:29 to go at midfield,
Yep.
you got to make them go the length of the field.
You're right about that. You got to punt the ball, make them go the length of the field, and you want to try to get it down within the 10 if you can.
Yeah, if the ball goes out of bounds, I don't think that's a bad thing here. If I'm Alex, you make sure you get the kick away first of all, and then if you kick it to the sideline, the ball's on the right hash. I think you kick to the left side, and if it goes out of bounds, it means there's no return possibility. Important for a good snap here. It is a great snap, and Alex plenty of time, goes off the side of his foot a little bit, but bounces at the 26 and is going to be down by the Gators at the 27, 28-yard line. They'll have 1:21 and 1 timeout to go. And now Warren Central will have the opportunity to drive down the field and score the game-winning points. A classic game here tonight between a pair of crosstown rivals. Last year, the Gators beat Warren Central for the first time since 1999. They beat Warren Central 22-7.
Well, it's interesting to see what the play call is here. I think if this is the time when you have a trick play, you're going to pull it out.
But they want to make sure that they don't turn the ball over and allow the defense to win the game for Greenwood. Halcomb is just going to run forward. I think they're going to take this to overtime. Halcomb is stood up in the backfield. Greenwood has 2 timeouts remaining. I'd use them right here. He's going to Logan step with the tackle. Halcomb, they'll give him a yard, maybe 2 on the play, and the clock continues to run. I don't understand why you don't call a timeout here.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
Under a minute now to go in the game. 2nd and 7. I don't think Warren Central's in any hurry, and I think you have to use your timeouts there. 45 seconds to go in the game. Dragons have it at their own 29-yard line. A little misdirection. Tackled at the 30, and now will Greenwood call a timeout? Under 30 seconds to go, and
looks like they're going to go to overtime.
Are headed for overtime. Now we have a timeout called by the officials because we have an injured player on the field with 24 seconds to go in the game. So these teams are going to settle this in overtime. We'll come back with the final 24 seconds. 15-15. You're listening to Gator Football on News Talk 93 WKCT.
We have ghoulish good deals going on now at Houchins Market. See what items that I would like to sink my teeth into, like fresh ground round only $1.99 a pound. DiGiorno pizzas, choose 2 for $8. Fresh Express garden salad, 99 cents. Half gallons IGA chocolate milk, get 2 for $3. Sunbeam or colonial bread, $1.79. Lay's potato chips, choose 2 for $4. Kraft singles, 2 for $3. For ghoulish good deals, come to Houchins Market, or else.
Okay, I'm back at Culver's to debunk this get Culverized happiness nonsense.
Welcome to Culver's. May I take your order?
Yes, I'd like a Butterburger and a side of Grouchy.
A side of Grouchy?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I'm afraid we don't serve Grouchy, sir.
You can't really be this happy.
People like our crinkle cut fries.
Another brainwasher.
Stop by Culver's today for a taste of great service and a mouth-watering cooked-to-order Butterburger. Culver's. Get Culverized.
You're listening to Greenwood High School football on News Talk 93 WKCT.
Chad Young, Mike Wilson with you here from Dragon Stadium, Joe Hood Field. 24 seconds to go in the game. We're tied at 15, and both these teams appear to be playing for overtime. Cortez Barber, by the way, was the injured Dragon. Now the clock restarted. Now 13 seconds. Gators are going to have 2 timeouts, I believe 2 timeouts left in their pocket. And had an opportunity possibly to stop the clock here with under a minute and chose not to, and now we'll head to overtime. The first time the Gators have played an extra session this year. Back with the overtime session. You're listening to Gator Football on News Talk 93 WKCT.
As a parent, you know that getting a job and starting a new career are 2 very different things. Now imagine the advantages of entering the workforce with work experience and career placement assistance. Parents, your juniors and seniors are special. We know that. At Drons Junior College, we want to help them go further, faster. Do yourself and your soon-to-be graduate a favor. Visit Drawn's Junior College and see why our graduates are doing so well with their business, legal, medical, and computer career choices. We offer small classes, hands-on training, and internships in every program. Rethink college education. Drawn's Junior College is good for you as a parent, and as for your child's career taking off quickly, well, that's good for you too. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. Drawn's Junior College, 2421 Fitzgerald Industrial Drive in Bowling Green. Help your son or daughter get off to a great career and promising future. Call Drawn's Junior College today, 843-6750. That's 843-6750.
You're listening to Greenwood High School football on News Talk 93 WKCT.
Chad Young, Mike Wilson back with you at Dragon Stadium, Joe Hood Field for the regular season finale for the Greenwood Gators. And unfortunately, Mike, somebody's going to lose a heartbreaker here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to sudden death overtime, so, you know, it's really going to come down to the defense is going to have to make a big stand.
Overtime rules are a little different at each level of football you play. In the pros, you know, it's just like a fourth quarter, but first team to score wins. In college, each team gets the ball from the 25, and it's a sudden death situation. In high school, they each get a possession from the 10-yard line, and whoever doesn't score, or if they both score and move on to the overtime, they move on to another overtime session. Now, in this situation, do you want the ball to start, or do you want your defense on the field first?
Well, I know Nelson, he'll want defense.
I think it makes sense in this situation because you know what you have to do.
Yeah.
That way, if your defense comes up with a clean stop, then you can kick a field goal. If the defense, you know, somehow were to block an extra point, you know what you got to do. If they kick a field goal, you know you can always have a field goal. And then if they go for it and score a touchdown, there's no decision on third and 4. You go for it. You gotta go, or fourth and 4. You go for it. There is no thought about kicking the field goal. And so the captain's meeting at midfield. First time that the Gators have been in an overtime session since the first round of the 2007 playoffs when they lost in double overtime to Nelson County. Gators did not have an overtime game last year and have not had one so far this year. And in that 2007 playoff game, which the Gators lost at home, remember they had the ball first in the second overtime and went for a fake field goal, which failed, and then
miserably.
Nelson County was able to run it in. And the coin toss looks like the Dragons have won it. And
looks like offense.
Looks like the Dragons, I think, won it, and Greenwood will go on offense. That was a little confusing. If we continue to go the same way with the fourth quarter, that would be the Gators with the ball. And so if you're Greenwood here, it's important to score.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It's important to score a touchdown.
Well, no, I guess it looks like the defense walking out there.
Yeah, and so I guess Greenwood won the toss and elected to go on defense, and so then Warren Central gets to decide which end zone they go into.
Okay.
Now, what's interesting about that is, both teams have scored a touchdown in each end zone.
Right.
Halcomb has run one in both end zones. The McConta touchdown pass was in this end zone.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Downing run
was that over in the...
was actually in this end zone.
Okay.
The Gators have not punched it in this end zone here. I think that's right. But the Gators will start out on defense. So if they could force a fumble, if they can get a big loss here, it would be huge in this situation. And you really have to watch Halcomb in this situation. And then you've got Carpenter lined up here to the near side. You watch the fade. They hand it off over the right side, and over the right side, a nice gain, a gain of about 6 or 7 for Cortez Barber, who was the player who was injured there. In the closing stages of the fourth quarter, he has a nice carry there.
Yeah, that right side seems to be the side where they're getting the most penetration.
He picks up 5, it looks like. So it'll be second and goal at the 5. for Warren Central as they try to score first here in sudden death overtime. This time, Carpenter will line up to the far side. They bring a man in motion. Halcom's going to keep it himself, goes forward, and is not in. And so it will be third down here. If the Gators were somehow able to stop them on third down here, then you'd really have a decision on your hands. The other thing is you got to make sure you don't get a penalty in this situation.
That's right, yeah. You don't want to
really
have any holding or anything like that. So I think you go with your Halcom right up the middle.
I think Halcom goes straight up the middle.
Yeah, as big and strong as he is, I mean, you got to put it on him.
Stephen Cicchetti, the guy's inside there. And he goes straight forward, and he gets into the end zone. And Warren Central scores first, and they hold up the number 1 sign, which means they will kick the extra point. And this is important as well. So Greenwood will have to score a touchdown if they want to win this game. But an important special teams play here. So Halcom scores his 3rd touchdown run of the game. This one from 1 yard out. Sergio Beltran Sosa will kick it. Carpenter is the holder. Beltran Sosa 1 for 1 in kicks tonight. Snap is good. It's a little behind him, and the kick is up, and he found a way to get that in. That's a great hold by Carpenter and a great kick by Beltran Sosa. And Warren Central goes back in front 22-15, and now the Gators will have to answer with a score of their own. But see, this is exactly the situation I want. Now you know you got 4 downs to get it in.
Right.
There's no decision.
Yeah, there's no decision on going for it or not. You just go for it until you get it in. And I think this is where you just have to power the ball, forward.
So a big test for the front 5 for the Gators. But they're going to put Downing in the shotgun and 3 receivers to the right. Raymer, the lone receiver, to the left side. Downing cannot take a sack in this situation. Rolls to his right, throws. He's got a man wide open. It's Hunter Thompson complete, but it's a short gain. The throw is off the mark, and so the receivers for Greenwood unable with this footing to really do anything after the catch.
So it's not just inches, it looks
it's almost an incomplete pass for the most part.
Right.
2nd and goal for the Gators. 2 receivers to the near side. Adams in the slot. Ty will roll to his left, throws in the end zone. He's got a man, diving catch, and a touchdown, Gators! Diving grab.
Now here's the big thing. Do you go for 2 or do you just go for 1?
I think you go for 1. And Ricky Adams lays out and has the touchdown for the Gators. What a catch.
Wow.
A diving catch, and he
they're going to go for it.
Must have got his feet down. Now the Gators are going to go for 2 here, and they're going to run polecat.
Here comes polecat again.
Polecat to left. It's 2 for 2 tonight, folks. They've got to get 2 yards on the play, and we got a timeout called by Warren Central. 22-21, Warren Central in front. Gators appear to be lining up to go for the 2-point conversion, and to be totally honest with you, I think it's the right call.
Yeah, I think you go for the win.
For the most part, this game means nothing.
Right. Get it over with.
Get it over with.
Don't wear your players out.
Kids cannot hang their heads from the way they played tonight.
No.
If you win or lose on this play, and I think that's acceptable as you're going in the postseason. Your season does not rest on this play.
That's
so
right. That's right.
I think you might as well go for it here.
But I think I'd probably do a little bit of what we haven't seen all night, is they haven't done the wing tee where they've put Salmon on the end and they run around the right side. We haven't seen them do that, and they got 8-10 yards every time they did it. So it'll be interesting to see. They're going to still line up in the polecat.
I'm not sure if I like polecat here, or if I like just see who's tougher here and run it forward. Kavanaugh will be snapping it from. Actually, it looks like it's number 18, Lee Hargis is going to punt it. I guess that means Lee's eligible, right?
Yeah, Lee is eligible.
So Lee is eligible. Also on the offensive line for the Gators, is Dylan Baker. And then now the Gators will call timeout. So this formation has The 5 down linemen are on the left hash. You've got Hargis snapping it to Downing, who has Thompson to his left. Baker is the only guy, the protector basically, on a blitz. And then you've got Navarez lined out to the left here as well. And now it looks like the Gators have changed their mind.
So they're going to go for the
I think they're going to kick the extra point. I'm trying to look at the personnel. It looks like Alex Belt coming onto the field. It is. And now you got to hope he makes it for all this. We've wasted two timeouts. We've shown the polecat a couple times.
Well, the polecat, I don't think you can run that more than really once in a game.
Now, Ty is the holder, so even if there's a bad snap, there's always a chance that he could roll out and find somebody. But now Alex Belt to tie this game and send us to a second overtime. Snap is a little low. Alex gets it up. It looks like he got blocked. And a penalty marker. There's a penalty marker thrown. It looks like they took out Ty, who is the holder. And so it looks like we'll do this again, but now you got to, oh no, it's Alex who's down. He got taken out.
Oh yeah, and he's in the quarterfinals
of the state soccer tournament. They go to the Final Four next week, and he got hurt, and he's still down to play. Now they are. It looked like the ball was blocked, and so if the ball's blocked, the kicker's fair game.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But there was definitely a flag thrown. And so this will move the Gators half the distance, which will put them from the 2.5 to the 1 1/4 line. And I'm not sure what to do. Only inches from the goal line now. They actually move it inside the 1. And I think you just sneak it forward and try to win the game.
Oh, yeah. I think
you just go forward.
Yeah, you just put your best guys on the front of the line, and you Ty comes up there, and you just move forward.
So we're in overtime, 22-21, Dragons in front, and I think he's going to be in the shotgun. I hate shotgun in goal line situations. Looks like we're late. We've got one too few guy on the field. So now the Gators got to make sure they get the play off before they now Ty out of the shotgun and delay of game. And it was Jeff Latoon who came onto the field late, but I'm not sure if that's Jeff's fault or not. So delay of game will move the Gators now back to the 7-yard line. And now it looks like Lee Hargis is warming up his leg to kick the extra point, and will go to a second overtime if he makes it. So it's taken us 20 minutes to play this overtime session. So Lee Hargis, the senior backup kicker and tight end, is going to have the opportunity to tie the game and send us to a second overtime. Snap is good. Kick is no good. Low and no good. And Warren Central wins it 22-21. Back to wrap things up as the Gators fall tonight. You're listening to Gator Football on News Talk 93 WKCT.
As a parent, you know that getting a job and starting a new career are two very different things. Now imagine the advantages of entering the workforce with work experience and career placement assistance. Parents, your juniors and seniors are special. We know that. At Drons Junior College, we want to help them go further, faster. Do yourself and your soon-to-be graduate a favor. Visit Drons Junior College and see why our graduates are doing so well with their business, legal, medical, and computer career choices. We offer small classes, hands-on training, and internships in every program. Rethink college education. Drons Junior College is good for you as a parent, and as for your child's career taking off quickly, well, that's good for you too. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. Drons Junior College, 2421 Fitzgerald Industrial Drive in Bowling Green. Help your son or daughter get up to a great career and promising future. Call Drons Junior College today, 843-6750. That's 843-6750.
For over 70 years, Bowling Green Technical College has been soaring beyond expectations and changing lives of citizens in South Central Kentucky. Forged from the needs of America in 1939, BGTC has constantly evolved in response to the educational and training needs in our area, providing training in some of today's fastest-growing occupations in the areas of allied health, engineering, and information technology, business and applied technology. Experience for yourself what thousands have already discovered. Wherever you go in life, Bowling Green Technical College can help you get there.
Bowling Green Technical College, sports from the League of America, soaring beyond expectations. Bowling Green Technical College.
You're listening to High School Football on the home of the Gators, News Talk 93 WKCT.
What a wild celebration by the Warren Central Dragons as Lee Hargis's extra point is no good and only made it about 8 feet above the ground. And the Dragons win 22-21 tonight. And you wonder about their celebration, but they probably just secured a home playoff game. So certainly justified in celebrating the win tonight, as the Dragons improve now to 7-3, and the Gators finish the regular season at 7-3 with the loss here tonight. They have their 4-game winning streak snapped, and will now try to head to the postseason and erase the memories of tonight's loss to their crosstown rivals. Really a great game by both teams tonight. Let's look at the scoring recap, which is brought to you, if I can find my material, scoring recap brought to you by Crossroads IGA. The Dragons scored first on the first of 3 Troy Halcomb runs, this one with 11:22 remaining in the first half to make it 8-0. They went for 2 after the snap was bad. Denzel Carpenter ran it in to make it 8-0. The Gators would respond. Ty Downing found Nehemiah McConta from 35 yards out to make it 8-8 after Hunter Thompson's 2-point conversion run was good. The Gators would miss a field goal at the end of the first half by Alex Belt. That would haunt them later. So we went into the half tied at 8. The Gators would score first in the third quarter. They took the opening drive 72 yards on 4 plays. Only took 54 seconds off the clock and led 15-8. But then Halcomb would again answer with a 20-yard run to make it 15-15 with a minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Really the only scoring chance for either team in the fourth quarter was another Alex Belt field goal attempt, a 42-yard kick that was no good. Came up about a yard short of giving the Gators the lead. And then the overtime session, the Dragons would get the ball first. Halcomb would score on a 3rd-1 situation from 1 yard out to make it 22-15 after the Beltran Sosa extra point was good. Downing would complete a pass to Ricky Adams, a diving touchdown grab for Ricky in the front court of the end zone to score in the overtime for the Gators. But then after Greenwood originally thought about going for 2 and then penalty on the first missed extra point by Belt, they took Alex out on the play, which gave the Gators new life, but then a delayed game penalty moved them back 5 yards, and Lee Hargis's extra point was no good, and the Dragons win it 22-21. This is the Thoroughbred Sports Academy post-game show. We will identify our Bowling Green Technical College player of the game. We'll also select our Catfish House catch of the night, and then we'll talk with Greenwood coach Mark Nelson as the Gators wrap up the regular season with a 22-21 loss at Warren Central tonight. Back with more. You're listening to Gator Football on News Talk 93 WKCT.
We have ghoulish good deals going on now at Houchins Market. See what items that I would like to sink my teeth into, like fresh ground round only $1.99 a pound. DiGiorno pizzas choose 2 for $8. Fresh Express garden salad 99 cents. Half gallons IGA chocolate milk get 2 for $3. Sunbeam or Colonial bread $1.79. Lay's potato chips choose 2 for $4. Kraft singles 2 for $3. For ghoulish good deals, come to Houchins Market or else.
It's time to update your kitchen countertops. Let the professionals at Tate Ornamental lend a hand.